Hey kids, it's time to get some SML podcast all up in that. What's up, everybody? This is the SML podcast. I'm your host, Joe. Joining as usual, Cole. How are you doing?
I'm here.
You are here.
I didn't die between the last 2 days.
That is correct.
And so, therefore, I have no complaints.
None at all?
Oh, I've got complaints. We'll get to those.
Okay, we'll get there, yeah.
For the current time, everything is hunky-dory.
Everything is hunky-dory because we've got some guests with us this week. Joining us, as per usual anymore, Tim Ekkebus is here. Tim, how are you doing?
Hey, welcome to Fat Gatsby's Triple Radio. I'm Tim Ekkebus. And joining me, as always, is Dave Autovino.
Hello there. Oh, boy. These past 3 months have been a day, haven't they?
We've recorded a podcast since then.
Yeah,
like 3 weeks ago.
My main point is that it's been a long day for me, but nothing compared, I guess, to the past 3 months. And SML listeners haven't heard me for, what did you say, Joe? Has it been almost
close
2
to
years
3
since
years.
the last time been the show?
Close to 3 years. It was 2017 last time you were. It was so long, CJ was the co-host.
Yeah.
That 2017, isn't it funny how 2017 feels simultaneously like yesterday and also a million fucking years ago?
Yeah.
You know what? 2017 feels closer to now than March does. So figure that one out.
Oh, God. March feels a
the math lines
fucking
up.
Years ago.
I can more rectify 2017 being 3 years ago than March being 3 months ago.
I was trying to explain time dilation, like how time goes slower for you as you approach the speed of light, to my 8-year-old at the dinner table tonight. And just the time dilation of living through a pandemic would have been the best way to explain it. I think that it's you cannot account for the passage of time when you are trapped in a house and every day is much like another.
Time makes no sense to me anymore.
Oh, time is an illusion. Thursdays doubly so.
Yeah, the only reason I know what day it is anymore is because I do this show.
I mean, I'm about to go back to work, so I'm going to know what fucking day it is.
Know what day it is. You better know what day it is.
I know what day it is.
Everybody knows what day it is. Today is Thursday, June 11th, as of when we are recording. And it was a big day in video game land because it was the PlayStation 5 reveal today.
Whoa!
This was supposed to be E3 week that was canceled, obviously, due to
pour one out for E3.
Yeah. So all the events and pageantry that were supposed to happen around E3 were scattered to the winds.
You know what's funny about that is I spend so much time throughout the year looking forward to E3, and now this would have been E3 week, and yet I still feel like I'm sitting here waiting for E3.
Yeah.
You keep waiting.
Because after every major press conference, then all the little stuff trickles in, all the little interesting and that's kind of how I felt today. Now, granted, I did not watch it live. In lieu of bedtime stories for my 8-year-old, we fucking watched some game trailers.
Nice.
She is excited about Miles Morales, let me tell you. But how
did you feel during the one where the guy's dropping F-bombs out of nowhere?
Wait, I guess I didn't see that. I selected some curated.
Yeah. Okay. You didn't pick Deathloop.
Oh, I don't censor for my kids. I'm like, here, watch this.
My kid was playing Animal Crossing. So
Cole, did I hear you say on the last episode you have teenagers? Is that correct?
Well, I have a 16-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 7-year-old.
All right. Yeah. They're fine. That 7-year-old has seen enough living forever.
She's seen some shit.
Listen. Number 3 is the one that will salt the earth, burn it down, and rule the ashes.
She does not give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, nothing for this world. And she will relish every moment of her destruction and glory.
God.
She is a great kid, and I love her to death, and I would not give her up for anything, but wow, the world is fucked with that one.
Nice.
So what did everyone else think? How did everyone feel about this non-E3, big glitzy press conference kind of thing? Just general feelings and impressions.
My general feelings, I was looking forward to this. I was sitting down. I wanted this to be the reason I get a PS5, and I left the press conference thinking, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, at least your needle moved a little because you were pretty staunch on, no, I don't think I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I was pretty against it. They showed some great games. They showed some stuff as well. We should probably go through the conference and discuss everything they went through. Should we just go through everything?
Yeah, sure.
Start at the top.
Sure.
They started
we can
off.
Linger on what we feel needs lingering.
Yeah, I think they started off with a wet fart because they started.
Did they ever?
They started off their press conference by once again, we're getting another re-release of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Everybody that I was watching with on Twitch, they were like, "Oh, this is it. They're showing Grand Theft 5, but they're gonna announce 6." And I'm like,
No, they're not.
no, they ain't. They ain't announcing shit. Y'all, they just want to take your money again. And you gonna give it to them because they keep releasing this shit on every fucking thing.
Yep.
Like, we used to joke about Skyrim on fridges. Grand Theft Auto is right fucking there with it.
How much do you think it's going to retail for?
That motherfucker's gonna be $59.99.
Yeah.
Well, they are doing GTA Online for free, which is what I think. I don't
Makes
know.
sense.
I guess I will say I think that's what most people are interested in at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
I mean, GTA 5 was free on the Epic Game Store a few weeks ago. It is
in Game
past
Pass, too.
Game Pass. Yeah, drink. How long is the end of the podcast, Joe?
We are 6 minutes in.
All right.
Speed run.
So yeah, I just thought that was like, it was playing that, and I'm like, well, wait, is this the thing? I got confused for a second because I was just like, I don't want to. No more GTA 5. No.
Yeah, I think that was a terrible game to start the press conference with. It just did not set the tone at all. It was it was just, I don't know. They revealed that GTA Online will be free to PS5 owners at launch for PlayStation Plus members. Grand Theft Auto 5 is free to PS4 PlayStation Plus owners now. And then,
is it?
Yep.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they said during the video. I didn't see it in the store, but it should be up either later today or soon. But they said
that's rad.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is free for PlayStation Plus. So that's a cool addition.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they're also
nice.
going to give $1 million free each month in GTA cash between now and launch for PlayStation Plus members. So if you play GTA Online, you could get some money.
Yeah, let's goose those user numbers.
Oh crap! I didn't get Battlefront. Well, it doesn't appear to be free yet. I'll say that much.
No, it's not there yet.
No, it does not show up under the free listings.
Well, it said it during the conference, so unless that was a mistake, they were kind of blazing through a lot of stuff there. Yeah. But they showed off.
I'm down.
Yeah, they showed off a trailer for Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is coming holiday 2020. I'm guessing this is just like a playable expansion and not a full standalone game.
I don't know. I might think that it is a standalone game, but I don't know if it will have the same scope as Spider-Man. I don't know.
That's my guess as well.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be like the infamous First Light to infamous Second Son.
Okay, maybe. Yeah.
Just like a little standalone expansion. Should be good. I was excited to see Miles Morales. So
yeah, no, that's cool. I think that got a lot of people excited. But yeah, it was quickly like, oh, it's not Spider-Man 2. It's not seemingly not following directly on the story of that first game. So this might be a smaller holdover. I mean, so long as it's not $60, that's okay.
Yeah.
With me.
They showed off Gran Turismo 7 is coming, and it will have a full campaign mode. The entire time I was watching the trailer for Gran Turismo 7, I was thinking, we have Forza.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Gran Turismo fans are very excited about this.
All 12 of them, I'm sure.
Dale North was very excited about it.
I don't know. It looks nice and all, but I kept thinking Xbox players have had this for a while.
Yeah.
It didn't look like anything that we haven't already seen in Forza. And I'll even say that I know that like it's still all in development, but they were pushing like this is their showcase. This is the best of the best. That phone on the dashboard looked fucking awful. And it was so distracting. Like I get the concept and I like the idea of it, but it was ugly and it bothered me. Now everybody's Googling the phone on the dashboard.
I don't remember the phone at all.
It was so bad. It was so jagged and just bad. It looked bad.
I'll have to rewatch the trailer to see what you're talking about. But anyone else have thoughts on Gran Turismo 7?
No, I don't care about Gran Turismo. I'm happy for the people that are happy about getting a Gran Turismo. There was not a Gran Turismo on PlayStation 4. So,
well, they had GT Sport.
They did not have a full, a numbered sequel Gran Turismo on PlayStation 4. So, it's been a long time coming for the Gran Turismo fans. But yeah, that's not me. But I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
Go on.
They showed a trailer for Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, brand new Ratchet & Clank game. Swapping between dimensions was really cool. I'm guessing that's a feature of the fast solid state drive that is in the PS5 console that allows the quick snapping between dimensions. I thought that looked really cool.
It was impressive, but also in the sense that it was like a trailer to show off what it can do. It had me watching that, I had like two thoughts almost immediately happen, like in quick succession. The first thought was they're showing this because this is what the solid state drive can do, and it can like instantly load new assets for a completely different level this quickly, like because I can see the just half-second frame of animation where that load is happening. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then my next thought was, we're spending literally 5 seconds in each world here. What is the point of this?
Yeah.
That is a really cool technological trick, but that trailer didn't do anything to sort of show like in what way does that affect gameplay?
Well, if you've played Titanfall 2 in the fourth level, I think it's the fourth or fifth level, where you're switching back and forth in time, that is a fucking cool ass level in that game. In a game that has a lot of cool ass levels, it's a level where you are using a device to go back and forth in time to navigate this facility where, in the future, certain obstacles aren't there. Or wait, no, they are there. But there's monsters, and in the past they aren't. And it's just a really cool level with a really cool mechanic. The way that it seemed most lingered on in that gameplay demo was it just seemed like him zipping from one side of that arena to the other. Yeah. Which wasn't that exciting.
Yeah, I didn't see the point in that. I'm like, can't you just run across the level quicker?
I mean, you kind of zip across, but it doesn't really, it's just like having a grappling hook. But anyways, I thought that, like, as someone who became a Ratchet & Clank fan after playing the remake that they put out in, 2016, I thought that game looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for more Ratchet & Clank.
So I'm excited about that. I thought it looked nice. I'm interested to see what they do with the dimension switching and Lady Ratchet apparently from another dimension.
Yeah, Ratchet, Cole, you brought that up.
Gender bent.
Ratchet
they got gender bent. Not mad about it, but also it just kind of seemed pandery, I guess. Either make the female the star, don't just throw her in as an afterthought, do an already established story. Give us some real meat and potatoes.
Nah, there might be real meat and potatoes. It's just a trailer. We'll see more.
I know, but in the trailer, it just seems like they're just like, oh, like, surprise, got a vagina now.
You don't know that. You know what a Lombax has in shorts?
I don't. It may have a cloaca, but I assume it's not.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't mean to be too harsh about it, but Ratchet & Clank, at least now, is one of those franchises, unlike Gran Turismo has been. Ratchet & Clank is one of those franchises that, like, you can count on a couple of Ratchet & Clanks every PlayStation console generation. Like Ratchet & Clank has been very steadily present for nearly 20 years now. And this is not a knock against Ratchet & Clank in particular, but like Gran Turismo, it's just, I think, watching those two games, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm sure there are some diehard PlayStation fans for whom Sony's original IPs get them really hype, but there have never been enough of those. And that's kind of always been a big problem for Sony, is that it has nothing to do with the quality of their first-party output. It's just compared to Nintendo and even Microsoft to a degree. Sony has never... I wouldn't
say Microsoft. Microsoft's been slipping.
Yeah,
Microsoft's definitely been slipping, but I think for at least their first, let's say Microsoft's first two console generation, Microsoft's, between Master Chief and Marcus Phoenix, Microsoft had some, really like first party IPs that people cared about and loved those characters.
Two of them.
So two of them. And that's the
Forza,
thing.
Fable, Killer Instinct, Banjo-Kazooie, Viva Pinata. I mean, there's plenty of good franchises on the Xbox side of things. They just haven't been doing jack shit with them this console generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I miss Viva Pinata.
Yeah.
I would happily throw thousands of hours at a new Viva Pinata.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I feel like Microsoft's problem. And I think it'll be fixed in this generation because they bought up so many damn companies. But, they did this generation and they were just kind of like, more Forza, more Halo, more Gears. And I think that's kind of why their first-party output feels a little bit on the stale side. Whereas Sony did manage, Spider-Man is going to be a franchise, and Horizon, which we'll talk about, is obviously being franchised. And kind of God of War had that big rebirth, even though that's been around since PS2. But it feels like they have some fresh stuff to move forward with. But anyways.
Count
on Ratchet & Clank, and I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, then they showed off a game called Project Athia, developed by Luminous Productions, published by Square Enix. And this is the only game I noticed during the entire conference that said designed exclusively for PS5 out of the third-party games.
There was... Well, they're doing PC. It said exclusive... Well, see, what does designed exclusively for mean? Does that mean it's exclusive, but they designed it for the PS5 and then it can go on other things? What does that mean?
It is kind of vaguely worded, isn't it?
It's not saying a PS5 exclusive. It said designed exclusively for PS5, which I don't think is the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing, but it's definitely a dog whistle to people who care for those on forums who like to have arguments about, well, this is the lead console for which it was developed. Therefore, it was meant to take advantage of all the special stuff that this console has. And that doesn't rule out a port. That is important to a certain demographic of people. Saying this is the lead dev console. And
it's important when you're considering what console to buy at this point too. When there is two.
Square Enix has confirmed that Project Athia is coming to PC.
Yes.
So.
But no word on Xbox or I would say Switch, but I don't think that's even in the conversation anymore.
I would say if there's any chance of it coming to Xbox, we probably won't hear about it for about a few months at least.
For a year after release.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. You'll hear about it.
It'll be like, surprise, by the way, here's this. Now it's your second fiddle.
Yeah.
Not too much to go on in the trailer other than some kind of magic fantasy stuff going on. Square's name is on it.
It looks good.
It does look rather nice. Yeah. So I don't... Project Athia, probably a working title sort of deal.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, So much more to learn about that game, but
it did get my attention. It's one of the few I perked up, and I was like, okay, this is my speed.
Yeah.
So.
Luminous Productions.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Luminous Productions. Does anyone know if they've
Final
put out
Fantasy 15?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's just an internal development studio, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just that specific one.
All right. After that, they showed off a trailer for a game called Stray from Annapurna Interactive coming out 2021. It's a kitty cat game.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now we're talking robots, and you're a little kitty cat in a dystopian future. Come on, this is the shit. The publisher's calling this a PlayStation 5 console exclusive, so that means maybe on PC for this one.
Yeah.
Usually when they say.
Well, Annapurna is pretty habitual with releasing things on PlayStation, and then after a few months they drop it on the Switch, and then about a year later we get it on Xbox. So they tend to take that same Square model.
As a publisher, I really like Annapurna's portfolio. Mm-hmm. It's been just really cool, interesting stuff, and this definitely tacks with their kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Great looking trailer, moody, atmospheric, but also colorful, and also then you see a hyper realistic looking cat, and that's all very cool. But what is this game? I don't know. What is this game? And it is just a game about being a cat, just living in this cool world. I no longer have the patience for that as a middle-aged grown-up. No, it's that, I can dig this cat. The cat doesn't have to interact with me. He gets to interact with a bunch of robots. I'm fine with that. I don't have to pet this cat. This cat does not need to walk all over me and / potentially claw me. I don't mind that. It's a cute looking cat. And he's like carrying something on his back. Is he a courier of some sort? Some future robot cat courier? That's cool. Fine. Okay. Is this Death Stranding with cats?
Cat Stranding.
I'm trying to see where this is not interesting. Like this is also going to be on PlayStation 4, and it says console exclusive for a limited time, also available on PC.
Yeah.
So it'll probably show up on other platforms in the future.
I don't know about that. I don't think so.
That tends to be Annapurna's model. That's what they did with What Remains of Edith Finch. That's what they did with Donut County, Sayonara Wild Hearts. It's their modus operandi. So,
no.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember those being called console exclusives at any point.
Yep, they were. I know because I got mad about it, and then they showed up on Xbox, and I was like, "Son of a bitch!" Because if anybody knows, I am adamant that exclusivity is bad. That does not change. I have said a few times I was surprised more games weren't labeled as exclusive, only because that's PlayStation's bread and butter.
Yeah.
Like they love exclusivity. And I'm sitting over here going, that's garbage. So
I mean, that's what Microsoft used to do.
Yeah.
Still do. Yeah, don't. That's what they did. Everybody else has the business.
Not to the same degree. I don't think to the
they
same.
They did during the 360 era. My God, yes, they did.
During the 360 era, it was like a completely different beast. Between.
I also didn't play beyond like Call of Duty and maybe one or two other games a year in the 360 era, so it could have passed over my head. But I tend to consider like when they had Call of Duty exclusivity, it was just held down. Okay, you guys get the DLC a month early. Yeah. Whereas PlayStation's like, hey, we got Call of Duty exclusivity. You don't get shit for a year. And you're like, okay, but a new one's already out for a year now. So I don't know. I tend to like feel like PlayStation is a little more
dickish with exclusivity.
Yeah, when it comes to exclusivity, I think it's bad all around.
So they make better deals.
Yeah, for them, but not for us. It's just not as consumer friendly, and that's my biggest beef with it. So because of all that, I was like, I kept going, okay, but I really expected to see console exclusive, like on every fucking trailer.
I know. I was very surprised that Sony wasn't exclusive. Like they weren't very.
At the same time.
Yeah, they weren't very transparent about what games are exclusive and which ones aren't. I wish we had more info on that. Yeah, I'm guessing anything with a PlayStation Studios logo was exclusive.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
Yeah, they showed off a lot of first-party stuff. Something that I'm going to assume isn't exclusive, they showed off a trailer for the game Returnal from Housemarque.
I think this looks really cool. I'm very into what this game is doing.
That is a garbage name.
Yeah, it's a terrible name.
I think it's a good, stupid name.
The trailer did nothing for me.
I thought it was going to be Live, Die, and Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. What's it called? But they end up re-tagging it as, but whatever.
Yeah, no live, die, repeat. That's it. Yeah, that might as well be. I think they
Edge of Tomorrow.
As soon as I said it, everybody knew what I was talking about, so it's fine. That's the name of it. But yeah, I don't know. It looked like it could be cool, but it looks like it would also wear itself out a little quickly.
I don't know. I'm a fan of Housemarque's action shooters, their twin stick shooters, their space shooters. This one didn't do anything for me, but maybe it'll grow on me over time. I don't know.
Yes. Man, I don't know what you want.
I don't know.
I got some horror, got some shooting.
I do. I want Amalur.
I do enjoy rebirth mechanics in games a lot.
I heard that. Fuck you.
It looked like it had I don't know. This looked really cool. I'm interested to see where it goes.
After that, they showed off a trailer for Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Looks like Sackboy's finally getting his own standalone 3D action adventure platformer kind of thing.
I wonder if it still plays like shit. This is probably an exclusive.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess.
You think? Yeah, so it's a Sumo Digital joint who took over the series as of Little Big Planet 3. And, you know, they make great racing games, and they certainly made another Little Big Planet with 3. And to more than anything else, I got to praise this trailer for showing, like, you watch this trailer, you know what this game is. You know exactly what you're going to be doing in this game. And what it is what looks like a lot of Euro-style isometric platforming. Like the camera angle always had this sort of isometric, like 3/4 view going on for some reason, which just sort of took me right back to the days of Sonic 3D Blast and other Euro
classic.
Lightspeed Halo says Little Big Planet 3 sucked massive dongers.
And that's
those are Lightspeed's favorite games too, are the ones that are awful. So.
I don't have a strong affinity for those games, so I was like, okay, maybe if they say that, like, if the platforming is good, I do love my 3D platformers, but
I don't know.
I'm just kind of like, nah.
I'm moderately turned on to this one. I love my action platformers. They're, fun palate cleansers. If it's cheap enough and it's fun enough, I'm sold on Sackboy.
Sure. Oh, sure. When this eventually becomes free with PlayStation Plus, I'll play this with my kids. Absolutely.
Yeah, this looks like an eventual freebie with Plus. It does.
Yeah.
After that was a trailer for a game called Destruction All-Stars, a game by a company called Lucid, and it looks like a car combat arena shooter.
Yeah, it was a great time to get up and go to the kitchen. It's like as soon as the trailer started, I'm like, no, this isn't my shit. Bye.
I'm not going to say it doesn't look fun, but it does feel a little boardroom designed.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everyone, let's take Rocket League and combine it with hero shooters. And everyone's going to be all up in this. Am I right?
It's cool and wacky, and you can stream it.
It's another future PS Plus game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it should launch on PS Plus. That's what Rocket League did.
Yeah, that'd be smart. That's how to grow an audience for your game.
Yeah.
Release on Plus, release on Game Pass, release games with gold, do anything like that, and you're basically guaranteed an audience at launch.
If they do hurt Rocket League.
Yeah. If they do that, I will eat every word I just said, because that would actually be a pretty savvy move.
Yeah.
Who made this?
Was this Lucid?
Party?
Lucid. I have no clue who Lucid is.
Quick, to the Google.
Yeah, you can hear my typing. I hope podcast listeners are just used to that. Like the sound.
I know, I've done it like 8 times since we started, and this keyboard is new and it's loud.
Lucid's perhaps best known for Geometry Wars 3 Dimensions.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
What else are they known for? Because that's not, instilling a lot of confidence in me.
Not known for enough stuff to have a Wikipedia page that pops up when I search them on Google. Jacob Jones and the Bigfoot mystery. That was a 2013 game. Yeah, I don't know.
So this might be their breakout hit.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, Need for Speed Payback. They worked on.
So this might be their breakout hit.
Contracting. Yeah, they've not done much. So yeah, this might be Switchblade. What is that? I don't think that's out.
Switchblade.
Well, I guess there's a PS4 trailer. I don't know. Yeah, Switchblade was another car combat looty thing. PS4. Yeah, I guess it's out. Oh, it's on. Yeah, there.
Oh, all right. So
they're owned by Sony.
So they've done this kind of thing before.
I guess. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, we'll find out more in the future, I guess.
They're hiring.
Ah, there you go.
They got a
they
team up.
were hiring. I don't know. The most recent one was back in January. They might have filled it by now. So.
Nah.
Junior programmer, but swing by if you're looking.
We're finding jobs on SML. That's what our job is here. After that, they showed a trailer for a game called Kena Bridge of Spirits by a developer called Ember Lab. It's an action-adventure game with a staff, and it looked badass. And I'm down for it.
Thought it looked okay.
Is this the one where I said the girl looks like Penelope from Wreck-It Ralph?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it Vanellope?
I don't know. I've never seen Wreck-It
yes.
Ralph. I was doing the best I can.
Aw. Yeah,
You should watch Wreck-It Ralph.
Probably.
I thought the little spirits looked cute. Gave me kind of like a Overlord. Remember that game? Those games? Overlord vibes. You're commanding your little minions. Or Pikmin, I guess.
Overlord.
Yeah, this does look like Sarah Silverman.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
thought that too.
Yeah. Now that you mention it. Did they done anything else?
What was it called again?
They're a film company, it looks like.
Oh,
Yeah,
Emberlab
they
character reel.
They did a Majora's Mask fan film.
Yeah, I'm seeing that right now. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
Wow, that looks nice.
What's it called again, Joe?
Kena Bridge of Spirits.
It's spelled Kena.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, it looked like they were an animation studio, and this might be their first game.
Yeah.
Well, I'm interested to see more because it looked good.
Yeah. Looked interesting. Yeah. Looked cool. I thought the combat looked a little, boilerplate, but I'm interested in the stuff with the little sprites.
Yeah.
That's what caught my eye.
I know, Cole, you were not too sold on the one after that called Goodbye Volcano High.
Come on!
Look, I'm sure that from a narrative standpoint, it's great. I love those kind of angsty narrative games. I mean, Night in the Woods. Hello?
Yeah.
But the art was fucking killing me. And I feel so bad because I was going through Twitter looking. It started trending. It popped up on my trending list. And I was like, okay, I'll go see what other people are saying about it. See if I'm that far off. And most of the tweets were from the artist showing the character. And she has 2,000 followers on Twitter. And I'm like, I feel like an asshole. Well, that's not that good. And I stand by that because I'm an art snob. I can't help it.
I'm interested in it. I think the art looks good and weird and unique. I'm just yeah. So I'm interested to see what comes of it and what a strange thing.
You know what the art? Okay, I'm gonna be mean for a second. I'm really, really sorry. Okay.
Do we need more negativity in the world? What if
right now, maybe. Okay.
Get it out of your system, Cole. Don't keep it bottled in.
When it comes to art and character design, there are a few things that I look for when it comes to 2D digital illustration that I say, yes, this is good. No, this is not. And there's a line where you can very much tell somebody is just started out in this area and that they have a very specific type of interest that dictates the kind of art they create. Okay?
Are you beating around a bush here?
If they draw people, you can normally tell that they fall into this category because all of their characters will have pointy fucking chins. It's because they're anime, manga, weeb people, and this is all they can do. And the problem with it is that there's like, the proportions are never quite right. Everything is very overly simplified. There's no lines between like detail and general silhouettes, and it's just very amateur. And as an artist who has been doing digital work for like 16, 17 fucking years at this point, I see that and I go, oh, that artist is 12. And then I feel bad.
Oh, God.
No, this is a perspective I can appreciate. Please go on.
The whole time I'm watching that trailer, I'm like, this was done by a 12-year-old. And I'm going to shit on it, and then I'm going to feel bad about it. And then I found the artist's Twitter, and she's not a 12-year-old, and I feel even more bad about it. But I can't help it. Like, if I saw somebody post, I don't know if you're familiar, on Reddit, there is a subreddit called Delusional Artists. And Delusional Artists is like, people post artwork that is for sale, like on Facebook and Craigslist and shit, that's like way ungodly expensive for whatever talent level the person actually has. But there's also a thread, because you're not allowed to post your own shit, because we're not there to stroke your ego. But and you'll hear me, if you ever go to the forum, you'll see me, I say that all the time. I'm not here to stroke your ego. But there's a thread for people to post their shit and get feedback. And every week, when I'm trying to help people out in that thread, I look at artwork that looks exactly like that game. And it makes me want to cry.
Oh, God.
Because I yell at every one of them for the same things. Work on your proportions. Work on your shading. Work on your detail. This looks like a 12-year-old did it after watching Sailor Moon.
Damn.
I can't even, maybe not even Sailor Moon. Like, at least Sailor Moon has some kind of details to it. But it looks
so
like
you're not sold on Goodbye Volcano High, huh?
I think I could be really into the story of it. I'm sure it's going to have a great narrative. But man, those visuals. Somebody
totally fine.
Somebody needed to shake that artist and be like, you need to like do some figure drawing. Just, I don't care if you don't have to be going with art. You have to at least know the foundation of anatomy so that you can break anatomy and then create really cool dinosaur furries. You can't just deep dive into the dinosaur furries if you don't know how to make them look like they're crossing their legs without making them look like they're Gumby.
No, apparently you can.
Apparently.
Get paid for it.
Apparently all of my fucking training means shit, because I have 700 followers on my account and this guy's got 2,000 in a video game. So yeah. I don't know. But,
So in your face.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean
just like one of those things that makes you think. It's like the kind of YouTube videos that get 2 million hits, and I'm like, what am I doing?
What am I doing? But I mean,
I'm trying too hard.
Cole, I fully appreciate everything that you were saying, because I am the same way with voice acting in video game. When I hear voice acting that I frankly disapprove of or think is amateurish. I'm in the game's defense. I'm looking at the animation, and I am wondering if part of the game's look comes from the fact that these are actually perhaps polygonal models moving in real time with a whole lot of shaders on them. And if that's the case, because I'm looking at the animation and like where the points of articulation are, as they're like nodding their heads and moving their arms, it's a little like paper dolly. And so I have to wonder if maybe the design here is somewhat further compromised by the technological necessity of animating it in this way.
It very well might be, because I'm telling you, there was, even in one of the still scenes, though, there's like a character sitting in the background on like a rock, and I'm like, the motherfucker looks like a Gumby pose there. And it's bothering me so bad.
I'm looking for what you're...
soon as you see it, you'll be like, "That's fucking Gumby." Oh, jeez.
Oh man, but there were other games. We got to move on. We can't spend all our time on Goodbye Volcano High.
We can.
We could, but that'll be a really boring show.
We are now a Goodbye Volcano High podcast. Welcome to the show. I'm here to bitch about the art.
No, my lord.
Forever.
After that, they showed off a trailer for Oddworld Soulstorm. This looked really good.
Whoa, Oddworld.
Yeah.
A whole
Lord Lanning introduced this, didn't he?
Currently in development. Yes, he did on PS4 and PS5. So this is a cross-platform game. Cross-generational, I guess.
Cross-gen.
Mm-hmm.
Were any other platforms mentioned or just PlayStation?
Just PlayStation. I would imagine this will end up on other things, as the other Oddworld stuff has, unless Sony really shelled out for it. But
yeah, we'll see.
I mean, Oddworld, that is a PlayStation 1 game, was the original Oddworld, so...
Console exclusive for a limited time.
Okay, there you go. Well, when you say that means it's PC eventually.
Also available on PC.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Right there at the end of the trailer.
Right there at the end of the trailer. Yeah, this looks like an Oddworld game. I confess I have never played an Oddworld game. Not even Stranger's Wrath.
I played a bit of Stranger's Wrath. Stranger's Wrath, I mean, it's a cool world. It's odd, but it's cool. And like the detail in this game they look nice. Yeah. It was not like it still looked to be like more of like a 2D adventure, like the original, like like a flashback type deal.
Looks to be really violent too.
Oh yeah.
Those little dudes were getting they were
smoked in many different ways.
You know what? I love me some Lorne Lanning too. As one of those guys who's kind of at the forefront of championing for removing the more toxic elements of game development. He's and anything his hands are touching, my body maybe.
Oh,
growl.
Oh, hello. Let me gently caress.
Okay, then that changed directions a little abruptly. After Oddworld, they showed off a trailer for a game called Ghostwire Tokyo from Tango Gameworks, Shinji Mikami. This one's coming out 2021.
This was announced last year, yeah.
Yeah, this one looks really cool, though. Yeah,
I believe this is the first gameplay that has been shown. I guess I didn't know it was it being a first-person game. I don't know. It looked cool, I guess is just what I should say. I don't know what I expected of it. Like, given Shinji Mikami's history, I guess I kind of expected something third-person. Mm-hmm. But it looks like there's some neat stuff going on in this game. Yeah.
I have mixed feelings about it because I do love horror games.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Slender Man? Really? Really?
I wouldn't call him Slender Man.
He looks like Slender Man.
Yeah, but he's short.
Come on.
And he's not like the Thing.
So he's Stocky Man, not Slender Man.
Mini Man.
He wants to be Slender Man.
He's a wee man.
There was more.
But I don't know. I love horror games, but there was just something that didn't resonate out of this one. I wasn't like, oh my god, give me this horror game. And normally Joe knows I am. I'm like, I have to have all the horror games.
Yeah.
This one I was just like, I don't know.
Well, I guess it was showing less horror and more gameplay, and there's a lot of nonsense going on in this trailer. Like it's hard, like you're doing magic and ripping hearts out of things, and like the background is transforming and exploding, and I can see why
it was incredibly erratic, and at that point you're like, I don't know what to take from it.
Yeah. Like, you're not seeing, like, quiet moments in this trailer.
Yeah.
If there are such things, maybe there isn't. Who knows?
Yeah.
But.
Well, after that was a trailer for a game called Jet, The Far Shore from Super Brothers, the guys who made Sword and Sorcery.
Man, Dave!
Yeah.
Super Brothers!
And this is, again, I know it's just a reveal trailer, but it's a lot of mood and very little, what is this game?
Yeah.
I was watching this with my 8-year-old right after teaching her about time dilation, and at one point there's like it as you're lifting off from the planet, it says year 0, year 1, year 2, 3, 4, 5, and she's like, "Whoa, time goes! It's wow!" And so she was entranced. Yeah, no, looks really cool, and like at the end of the trailer, they also like give credit to the musicians that will compose the music for the games. So, I'm thinking it is more what, you might call an audiovisual experience than a gamey game.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's kind of what Sword and Sorcery was all those years ago. And I loved that one. So, I'm cautiously optimistic about this. But
it's like an open world exploration mystery deal.
Yeah, and I'll play it on my PlayStation 4. Is the like most of the game show today. I will play them. I will have them
for a limited time. Also available on PC. And yes,
nothing about this game that needs the technology of a PlayStation 5, as far as I can see.
No. There were a couple games that I thought didn't really need the technological advancements of a new generation of consoles,
and that's fine. Every console generation transition has lots and lots of, cross-console releases because that's a good business decision, and it's sort of necessitated by the fact that not all developers have had a lot of hands-on time with the new dev kits. So I'm not complaining about that necessarily. I guess I'm just explaining, that is also one of my reasons why this whole thing felt a little underwhelming, is because with the exception of Ratchet and Clank, which really and truly show like, oh, you need a solid state drive to do that. And, Miles Morales looks spectacular. I could certainly tell, if that was his face in real time, if all that was real time, then that is, yes, clearly doing better stuff than a base PlayStation 4 could do. Mm-hmm. With the ray tracing and all that. So, yeah, I mean, apart from the couple of AAA tentpoles, everything else was like, by the way, also coming to PS4, and you can tell why, because it's going to be an identical experience on PlayStation 4. More than ever
nowadays, like, games aren't always shooting for that highest level of graphical fidelity.
Sure. And that's fine. Yeah. And again, I understand that, and that is fine too. But it makes for kind of a lukewarm console reveal,
Yeah. Felt the same way about the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One reveals.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I was thinking back to that. E3. Like, my life was so different that E3 when they both got revealed. But that was an like a different city, different house, different family. Fewer children, I guess I should say. But I abandoned that family and moved to a new city.
They don't know my name anymore.
Changed your name, changed your identity.
But that E3 was really exciting because there was this heavy rivalry with, that was the way where like Microsoft was saying all the things that they were going to do with Xbox One, and Sony was like, fucking nope, we're not going to make you do any of that shit. It's your games, your way. You want to buy discs? Buy them. You want to trade them away? Fucking do it. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Fuck you, Microsoft.
Was ridiculous.
It was great. It was ridiculous, and it was great. This is not that, unfortunately. I guess that's I do. There is a part of me, I don't care about console wars, but there is still a part of me that gets excited when I see shots fucking fired across the bow.
Yeah, it's always fun to see shots taken.
Yeah.
That's what I miss. I don't care. I know,
we're just wins.
Like, I have no horse in the race.
Telling Joe, it's just like they're both in this game of chicken right now, where they're not trying to like reveal too many cards specifically when it comes to date and price. And I think the price is the biggie. They're trying to like figure out like, are we going to end up? I mean, I think that they're looking around the same price range, but they just want to make sure that like the other isn't going to try to do something crazy and undercut them by like $100.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll find out. But there's still more games to talk about. They showed off Godfall from Counterplay Games and Gearbox Publishing, which is coming out holiday 2020.
The first next gen game.
Yeah. Guess we'll see. After that was Solar Ash from Heart Machine.
Man, wow, you didn't want to talk about it at all.
I don't know. I didn't.
No, you're right. Let's go. It doesn't look that interesting. Moving on.
Solar Ash looked good from the Hyper Light Drifter dev, Heart Machine, who was on the show before, so that's exciting. This one's coming out 2021. Solar Ash looked great.
Yes. I am interested to see what goes on with that game. Console exclusive for a limited time, also available on PC. You get all this information by watching the individual trailers on the internet and then skipping to the end of them. That tells you what it's going to be on. Yeah.
I would do that, but my computer might set on fire.
It's fine. That's why I'm here, man.
Yep.
This is another PS5, PS4. But yeah, that is an excellent looking game. There's some good pedigree there. So I think it'll be cool. I'm interested in it.
Yeah, that should be a good one. After that was a trailer for Hitman 3 from IO Interactive, coming out January.
Yeah. Surely
that's just around the corner.
Thing. Yeah, that's an early gen game. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think that had that thing at the end of it that I was just talking about. Maybe it did. No. Just like Hitman, death awaits. Sign up for more news at hitman.com. No, it doesn't have one of those. I mean, I presume this is also coming to Xbox One.
I would be shocked.
Right there in the story. Yeah. It's on Xbox One, Series X, and PC. So yeah, it's just it was just part of their showcase to be like, hey, Hitman 3, here's a reveal to make you talk about our stuff. But I still haven't had time to play this new series of Hitman games that everyone seems to love goofing around in, which makes me sad. But
after that was a trailer for Astro's Playroom. So they're taking the Playroom from PS4, adding Astro from Astrobot, and now it's going to be Astro's Playroom. So probably just another little mini game compilation.
This made my child look up and say, "Hey, we should buy that game."
Oh, there you go.
He looked at it. He said that looks cool. He likes the robots and he'll probably have a blast with it.
Probably looks cute.
Obviously, this is it's preloaded in your PS5.
Oh, is it? That's good.
Yeah, so just on the console.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, they did that with the original Playroom. I like to see game consoles come with a game pre-installed, like like how the Wii U came with Nintendo Land, the Wii came with Wii Sports. It's just show off the console, be a cool little tech demo, and just show us what the console can do.
Just something to mess around with.
Yeah,
something to
dick around with.
Yeah. It's got some different levels. There's quite a bit going on here. Looks, not nothing. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there. I guess if we get a PlayStation 5, you will get that game, child.
They showed a trailer for a game called Little Devil Inside from NeoStream. The website lists it as PS4, Xbox One, and Wii U, so I think it's a bit outdated.
Oh, okay.
Little Devil oh my god.
It
looks adorable.
Yeah,
I think it's a cool looking game.
Yeah, it's I don't know, kind of like a Zelda light comedy, maybe?
I guess. Yeah. It made me think of Leica's stop motion. It made me think of Leica Studios.
Totally.
It gave me that kind of a vibe to it, just in I guess some of the timing and the design of the characters and the general whimsy of the trailer.
The sort of side-on framing of the man in his bathroom.
Yeah, and then the old man snoring, just hanging out in his house while his son just gets fucked.
A lot of wide-eyed terror from this young man out fighting these beasts. So whatever kind of game this, the basic minute-to-minute looks sort of, action adventure-y, and it looks cute. Looks interesting.
Yeah, it should be good. Showed some I don't even want to say gameplay. They showed some pre-alpha in-engine footage of NBA 2K21. You're never going to see that shit in the actual game. Close-ups of the guy's face with a bead of sweat dripping off his nose.
I guess you got to do that. It's just obligatory.
Cool.
Whatever. NBA, it's coming. Bugsnax from Young
Now we're
Horses, the
talking.
developer of Octodad.
Now we're fucking
Bugsnax looked fucking great.
What the fuck is this game? Oh.
It
My
looks
daughter
insane.
is pretty hyped for Bugsnax.
Oh my god, Bugsnax looks
She's definitely excited.
Arriving on PS4 and the Epic Game Store as well.
Yep. I guess I just also, again, I wish I knew what the game was.
No.
Octodad, I think the premise of Octodad is more immediately hilarious. Bugsnax, I think, requires a little bit more thought before it becomes cute and funny.
Yeah, well, it looks like the idea is that you are the human-like creatures, but when you eat these the eponymous bug snacks, they become part of your body and thus give you different abilities. It seems like maybe
weenie hands.
Yeah, you got weenie hands. You got freaking racks of ribs crawling around. You like donuts. Just what is going on? I mean, it's a world that I want to explore.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely want to know more about Bugsnax.
And then at the end, the bugs like combine like Devastator and attack the camera. I mean, it's like a 5-foot tall Devastator. I mean, I don't know what the scale is in this game, but yeah, that's the kind of like, what is this weird thing that I'm looking at, and I just want to know more. And hamburgers running around and French fries and
yeah, it looks ridiculous.
Strawberries and googly eyes. I can get behind this.
And it's from Young Horses, so I expect it to be good.
Yeah.
And that's holiday 2020, so that's right around the corner.
Nice.
After that, nerds everywhere got erections as Blue Point Games and Sony
I got
Japan
an erection.
are working together to bring back Demon Souls.
Which is 11 years old.
Okay.
I feel old when you say it that way.
Oh my god, when I thought about it, it was awful. Like,
hey, that is a thing that should exist. A modern port of Demon Souls should exist.
Yes.
It doesn't particularly do anything for me, but I'm glad that it's a thing.
Yeah. And Blue Point's making it, so it's going to be good.
Yeah, this is what they've been rumored to be working on. I think after they finished Shadow of the Colossus, I think that's when rumors started to crop that they were working on Demon Souls. Or I think they might have hinted at it at some point. But either way, I'm excited to have a modern version of Demon Souls as a Souls fan. I mean, that's pretty much just what you got to do to get me to get a PS5, right? I mean, Sony owns that. That's not going to end up on anything else.
No.
But I do hope they actually are not afraid to tweak a few things, because there are some things, particularly the crafting system in Demon Souls, that is obtuse even by Souls series standards. Just like make those drops a little more plentiful, or like what you need to do with those stones a little more transparent so you can play around with the weapons more. Tweak some numbers. I don't, that game wasn't perfect by any means, but I'm excited. I recognize everything that's in that damn trailer. So that's a huge one for me. It's modernized Demon Souls, which would be interesting to play that at launch. Now that like the Souls series is kind of a big deal. When Demon Souls came out, like it was not at all, and that's kind of been the black sheep because it's a PlayStation exclusive. And it was pretty hard to... I don't know, just not a lot of people... you had to go back to it after playing Dark Souls or Bloodborne, and...
No.
Yeah, it was never available on PlayStation 4, so... It's kind of the odd one out.
No, it's coming back, and it's going to be better than ever, I'm sure. So I'm excited for that one.
Yep.
After that was a trailer for Deathloop from Arcane Studios and Bethesda about rival assassins locked in a time loop. This one looked interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they announced that back at the Game Awards, but this is the first time you actually get to see it rocking out.
So, as someone who, again, like, keep meaning to start it, but I have never played the Dishonored games. I know, and like what everyone praises those games are is like, you know, really great player choice and minute-to-minute gameplay and really, really cool world building. And there is something I know if I just start up Dishonored, I know I'll be able to get into it, but there is something about the particular world that they've chosen to build that doesn't necessarily pique my interest like this game fucking does. This like weird, bizarro, future, modern 60s mod kind of vibe that this thing is given off. I want to be in this place. Black protagonist? Yes, please. This whole thing looks pretty badass. I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I just Googled it, and apparently it was originally announced June 10th of last year.
Really?
Oh, it was?
Yeah,
it was
exactly 1 year ago.
E3. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I thought it was the Game Awards. Good gravy. I gave it too much credit. Yeah, no, I can definitely, like, watching that trailer, I can see the Arcane
Dishonored,
Studios,
yeah.
the Dishonored vibe.
Just
like the way
this is the thing that they do.
And like, yeah, I appreciate that they're doing this and not just Dishonored 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dishonored 2 was awesome. Like, Dave, I would almost say you could just skip to that one. Really.
Oh,
like,
really?
Dishonored. Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe that's a bad thing to say, but I feel like I like Dishonored 2 a good amount more than Dishonored 1.
Wow. Okay. But I have Dishonored 1 and I don't have Dishonored 2.
So you might. Oh, okay. So yeah, you might as well. It's not a long game.
All right.
But yeah, no, I think this looks cool. I'm interested to see how the premise of I don't know, it's just cool. It's just damn cool.
It's cool as hell.
And I think it plays into their strength of like, okay, well, you know, again, there's a death and rebirth mechanic in this game. And yeah, it seems like you have more of an open world, like a contiguous world just to play in, whereas the Dishonored games, you know, they give you a level, which is, you know, it's an open playground, but it is a level. It is somewhat constrained, whereas this seems like maybe you have the whole island to muck around with and approach situations with that kind of, you know, variable mentalities. So, yeah, I'm there for it, for sure. I assume timed exclusive for PlayStation 5.
Is it?
Oh, and it's launching this holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, this one doesn't have not seeing a PS4 logo on that one. That's a pretty solid launch window game.
Yeah, totally.
Even if it is, you know, limited exclusivity.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's exclusive at all. I thought that one would be a launch on all platforms.
Yeah, I did too.
I bet
especially being a Bethesda game.
Yeah. Well, Sony gave them some money.
Yep.
Said we want a strong launch game. Here's some money.
Oh, well, after that was a trailer for a game initially revealed as Village. And then the letters flickered, and it turned out that this is goddamn Resident Evil 8.
I am on board here.
I am very on board for this one.
Man, I wish I liked Resident Evil 7 more.
I haven't even got to play Resident Evil 7, but I could tell you the entire story of it just because I've seen so many people stream it.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed it entirely from that aspect, which is a shame because I fucking love my horror games, but I just never, like, it goes on sale when I don't have the money, and then when I do have money, I don't think about it because it's not on sale. And then I'm like, fuck, I could have got it. But I keep missing out on it. But seeing Village made me go, I need to play Resident Evil 7.
It was funny
I gotta
watching.
Get ready for that.
Yeah, I know. It made me, even though I started Resident Evil 7 and I stopped playing it because I didn't like the stealth sequences in the game, which apparently there stopped being stealth sequences perhaps shortly after I gave up on it. I just didn't care for being chased around the house by the Baker family or whatever. I think they're the Bakers, but yeah, I want to give it another shot because I love Resident Evil, and it's supposed to be very good. But yeah, it was funny watching this trailer, and I'm just kind of like, is this a Resident Evil game? Like something just about like the environment and the lighting in the worlds, and there is an Umbrella logo in there briefly at one point.
Yeah.
Oh, was there? I missed that.
It was very much the lighting and the world design that I was like, oh, that's Resident Evil.
Yeah, it's a minute 50 into the trailer as I just happened to just click on it. But yeah, like, it was kind of like, is this the like the Resident Evil thing? And then the thing came up and it said Village, and I was like, oh, it's a new IP. And then it was like, Doom. And I'm like, oh, no, okay, no, it is Resident Evil. They screwed up on the logo. Like, I think it would have been cooler. I mean, it was so cool how the numerals lit up, but then the Resident Evil actually just like pops in. It doesn't have a nice fade to it, and I think it would have been good like with the music, because there's like a good like hit when it like it fades to reveal the numerals. It would have been good if there was like a second hit when Resident Evil faded in. Mm-hmm. Like it could have been a little bit better. That's just my
here's Tim going off again on another huge long rant about his hypercritical about font design, and
it was pretty
okay. I'm on board. Fade-ins. I agree with him.
It was overall though that was pretty damn slick. Because the thing you remember is that initial like, oh shit, like, no, this is something else. Boom. Then Chris Redfield shows up and is like, yo, what's up? I look like a hobo. I'm gonna shoot this guy. Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
Should we talk about cops shooting people right now? Is that a good idea?
Oh my god.
We did that last week. Was it last week?
He's not a cop anymore.
Oh, he's not?
No. He stopped being a cop a long time ago.
Special
he
agent.
got out. I mean, look what happened. I mean, like Resident Evil 1, he realized he can't trust the fucking cops from the beginning. Look at the corruption in the Raccoon City Police Department. Just allowed this to all of this. All of this comes back to Wesker in the damn Raccoon City Police Department. Look what happens. God damn.
ACAB right there. Thanks, Wesker.
In my TED Talk, I will.
After Resident Evil 8, there was some more Capcom love. A game called Pragmata. This one featuring another kitty, a holograph kitty.
Yeah. So you can see its little holograph innards.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know shit else about this game.
Yeah. It's a weird looking game, but okay. Yeah. I'm going to say it looks cool.
I'm interested to know more.
Backstreets with robots. Cool.
I want to know. Yeah, but I want to know how this little girl is surviving on the moon.
She had robot. She's a robot.
She's a robot?
Yeah, because like her eyes were all robot.
I missed that.
Yeah.
I'm interested. You know, I like Capcom. Generally
I kept waiting for the Kohima logo though. I did.
This is not a PS5 exclusive.
No.
And it isn't slated to arrive until
2022.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll finally get to see it in like 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those really far out there reveals.
Yeah, I wonder if that was too early to show that one off. I don't like when they show stuff that far away.
Oh, but me neither, but they do. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
We might finally be emerging from quarantine by the time that game comes out.
It's sad because it's true.
And no further information about which Capcom team is
nothing
working on this,
copyright Capcom.
All right. Who the fuck knows? This game looks
It wasn't even like the big Capcom logo at the end either. Joe was even like, who the fuck's even working on that when we were talking? And I was like, it's Capcom. It said at the bottom in little tiny letters.
Yeah, I missed it. After that, though, one final game they showed off, Horizon Forbidden West, brand new game in the Horizon series. I was stoked for this one. This one looks great.
Now a series.
Yeah. My only disappointment, they didn't even give a year that it's coming.
You don't want them to.
There's a
2025.
No, wait, hold on. Let me look at this. Is there... Trying to see if there was like anything I could solid point to as gameplay in this trailer. Not that. I mean, she's riding around on the thing.
Yeah, someone made the joke Horizon Zero gameplay.
Hi-oh. I think spring 2022. I'll say that. I'll throw that out there.
That's your guess?
Or like February, like early 2022, just like the last Horizon was.
Sounds like a solid guess.
Yeah. could be late next year, but that seems ambitious. That seems like maybe they'll say it's late next year, and then they'll be like, "Oh, we need a little bit more time to make it as good as it could possibly be."
It's like you've heard that before.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Like, well, I mean, they do have to have a big game for fall 2021. I probably shouldn't be thinking about that right now because I mean, we'll all be fucking dead by then.
Yeah.
The way this year is going. Why are we even worried about the launches anyways?
Yeah, we're not making it to fall.
Yeah. Well, the release dates before or after the meteor hits.
I wish I could laugh. I wish I could laugh, but Jesus Christ.
You're sitting over there crying now.
Just too real.
Yeah, you don't want to think about what might be happening in the latter half of November, do you? Right now.
Oh, God, I don't want to think about November at all right now.
No, me neither.
Oh, man, this is going to be a shitty year, isn't it?
It already is. It already is. We're already there. It's not going to be. We made it. All right. Anyways.
We made it. Hooray, we did it. After that, they finally did it. They showed off what the console looks like, and my immediate reaction was, what the fuck?
Ew, gross.
I think the all digital version actually looks pretty slick.
They showed off two different versions of the console, the PS5 and the PS5 all digital edition. So go figure, after people make fun of Xbox for releasing an all digital console, Sony does the same thing and people are on board with it. Go figure.
It's a year later.
It's like there's hypocrisy out there in the gaming world.
I know. See how much they're trying to charge for it in relation to the normal version, I guess.
Yeah, we don't know because the two big things they did not reveal are date or price. Nothing was revealed.
Yep. Nope. Those cards remain on the table or off the table. They're turned over.
I'm sure it's going to be a difference of $100.
Probably.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that, I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not going to say that this design is unattractive. I mean, I like the look of Eve and Wally. But look, okay, no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
When my daughter came in and I showed her the console and she said, "Why does it look that way?" And I said, because it was designed by people who grew up in the 80s watching Olivia Newton-John and those high cut leotards. And that's what they had on their mind. And she said it does look like it should be covering a vagina.
Nice.
Because I raised my kid right. And she knows a vagina symbol when she sees one.
I am not at all sold on the look of this console. I think it looks absolutely ugly. I think the color scheme is atrocious. I think it looks terrible laying flat.
I mean, the
PS3 was a ridiculously looking console, and I think this one looks worse than the PS3.
You know, I was sitting here thinking to myself, like, what is actually my favorite design for a console? What do I think I actually enjoy of the look of a video game console? And like the first thing that sprung to mind was the GameCube. So that's where I'm coming from. And like, you know, yeah, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with how the Series X looks, but it is just like a big rectangle box. It's a monolith,
two GameCubes,
as I called it. It's two GameCubes, and it's, you know, there is nothing offensive about that. The PS5 is certainly weird, and I think, especially when you have the tray on it, the disc tray that makes it look asymmetrical, it's like fucking weird looking. But it
drives me to wonder, the ones that were laying down, did they have the disc tray on them?
Yes.
Yes.
Was it off, or was the disc tray on top?
On the bottom.
Bottom, yeah. It's below the black. So you would, the way you see it tilted, you would bring the top part down to the right, and so the disc tray will be on the left, like under the black band in the middle. Which I thought it was going to go the other way too when I first saw it. I thought that was like, oh, the tray goes on top. No, it lays down the other way.
Can't see my face, but if you've ever seen the "you what" emote on Twitch, it's about like that.
Here, all right. The reason. Okay, it is a unique and striking look, and Sony surely did that on purpose. But I think the difference, if I can articulate what I think the difference is between this and something like the GameCube, is that there's a difference between industrial design that has a certain deliberate, chunky, plasticky look to it with an effective use of color that says, hey, I'm a toy, play with me. There's a certain whimsy to that I think the GameCube and the original PlayStation have in spades. This design, this particular style of design, subscribes to the very sort of hardcore PC gamer aesthetic, which to me seems to scream, hey, this is a toy for kids that want their toys to look badass. There's a very sort of adolescent aggression. This is an adolescent aggressiveness. This
I don't
like
get
a 14
I'm sitting here looking at my hardcore PC, and I'm like, no.
This to me looks like a 14-year-old boy's idea of a sports car.
Now that I can get on with.
I was saying, I think that, I mean, like, as I said, I think the all digital version, the one that actually is symmetrical and doesn't have the disk drive honked on it, actually does look pretty slick. And because it has the black band down the middle, it has the white on the sides, and I would have preferred if the colors were inverted so it looked like an Oreo. But it looks like it has like there's a blue hue to it, so I assume there's like blue LEDs in there that light up.
Lightspeed Halo, the design looks like an air purifier.
Hey man, I liked the I remember how the Wii, on the original Wii, the disc drive would glow blue when you had like a message or a notification or something. I always thought that was really cool, and I never wanted to check my notifications just so it would glow blue all the damn time. And
until taste of RGB
until it was in like a position where I could see it from my bedroom, and then I was like, okay, I got to check my messages. This is annoying. Yeah, I think that like alternate, like limited edition consoles that have like different color schemes and perhaps different light on them will look pretty cool and stand out quite a bit more so than limited edition consoles I think we've seen in the past. I don't know, whatever. It's going to go under my TV in my cabinet. I'm not going to see it anyways.
There you go. Yeah, I guess most people, it's just going to be the box that plays games. And if someone comes over and they look at the TV stand and they're like, what the fuck is that thing? It's a good conversation piece.
Yeah, it's a thing where you look at it and you're like, well, what the fuck is this thing? But eventually, in 6 months, we're just going to be like, oh, whatever, it's a PS5.
Yeah.
We are, but there's nothing wrong with a conversation about industrial design. I mean, obviously, someone spent countless hours designing the fuck out of this thing.
There had to be some market research where they were like, fuck yeah, this is the winner.
Yeah, only to have, what seems to be the consensus being like, this looks pretty dumb.
Yeah.
I think it's worth discussing because we have an emotional attachment to our consoles and the industrial design behind them. That's a valid, thing. I don't think it's invalid to critique.
Those are fans looking at it. That's like for that.
That's how we engage with all technology to a degree. I think is the industrial design. It's the popularity of Johnny Ive and everything he's done with Apple. There's a human, there's a psychology to it that it takes a technological device that is meant to accomplish a task and makes you want to touch it, makes you want to use it. And that's a difficult thing to nail. So I think it's worth critiquing. It's worth saying, Sony, you fucked this up.
I don't think
Sony fucked it up.
I don't think they fucked it up at all.
I think they did. I think it's an ugly beast of a console.
Here's the thing.
I don't think it's going to make anybody say I'm not buying a PlayStation 5.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting take on it. For people that genuinely care about the aesthetics of their home, if you have gone out of your way to have your home look traditional or like in a modern farmhouse type of aesthetic, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to want sitting on your TV stand? A rectangle that occasionally glows green, or that monstrosity.
Or whatever the fuck that thing is.
I mean, I think it could be either or. Depends on your color scheme in your living room.
Yeah.
No, because like I don't.
I have a white leather couch.
Yeah, that's why.
Here's my deal. Like, I tend to be one of those people that's like, I like things that are very simple, clean line, aesthetic, not necessarily minimal. I wouldn't ever call me a minimalist, but I don't like things that are, have random parts just jutting out of them or things like that. I like simple lines. And when I look at that, I just go, ugh, that wouldn't work on my nightstand or on my TV stand at all. The moment you set that there and I walk in, I'm going to be like, the fuck you got a UFO in the middle? I know you're going for a farmhouse look, but what do you want a UFO here for?
I tell you, this is going to look very, very at home in the lobbies of the film studios that I go to audition at, because they all have this very like Euromod, IKEA, white plastic, glossy everything.
I hate that look. I don't like it.
The very like, and then an executive greeting is like, "Hey, I'm Brad. Great to see you. Hey, welcome." That's what I see a lot. And again, it's not inherently bad, but it's an aesthetic for sure.
Not gonna,
problem is being white. It's going to get dirty.
Oh yeah.
Same with the controllers. Like the white part of the controllers is the part where you stick your hands on it.
That's going to get grody.
Do you think it's glossy or matte?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a bad feeling it's going to be glossy, and it's just going to attract all the dust in the world.
Yeah.
I think, what if the white part is matte, but the black is gloss? It's just...
I would rather it be the other way, with the white glossy and the black matte. Because black gloss that shows every fingerprint in the world.
Sure.
Yeah.
Root Beer said it in response to my analogy that he would choose the box that lets him play Horizon 2. And I would just like to point out that Horizon is going to be on PC, and it's inevitable that Horizon 2 eventually will be as well. So get fucked.
I won't say it's inevitable, because Horizon releasing on PC is a special thing of its own.
But Death Stranding is coming to PC.
Death Stranding,
that always was, though.
Yeah.
Hold up. Detroit is like, I can't remember if God of War was, or if it was just a rumor.
No, it's not. No.
Anyway, but there's a fuck ton of PlayStation exclusives. I know, because they're on my wish list on Steam, because I have no interest in buying a
Sony doesn't own those.
They own Horizon, but the others aren't their titles.
Yeah.
But that move to put exclusives on PC as well is...
I think there could be more, yes.
Xbox thing. It is becoming more...
Yes.
I can agree that we'll probably see more, but I think saying it's inevitable is...
I think it's inevitable.
Overstepping.
That stuff is gonna spread out to it. I think it's inevitable.
I think we'll see. But either way, in the debate of if you have two boxes, the two boxes we were referring to, only one of them plays Horizon Zero or Dawn, Horizon 2.
Yeah. Horizon Forbidden West.
I've waited forever for the first one, and I'll play it sometime this summer. I can wait for the next one too. At this point, y'all fuckers gonna be waiting 6 years for it to come out as well. So go on.
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't even know when you get it.
Yeah. I noticed it looks like the air vents out the thing at the top, like the fin, it looks like between the black band and the wings, the wingtips, that it looks like that's where airflow is.
Yeah.
Cole, what was the comment you saw online? It's a good thing that it has wings because the PS4 already sounds like a jet engine.
Yes.
Man, seriously.
Too real.
When that thing gets going.
But I think that was the PS5 event.
They worked on. Yeah, I think maybe that's how they did airflow without like making the thing fatter, thicker.
Now, someone did a size comparison. They took the size of the disk drive for the Series X and the PS5, and it looks like the PS5 is going to be huge.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I would have said the Series X was like twice the size.
Someone did a side-by-side comparison using the disk drive as the baseline, and the PS5 like towers over the Series X.
Interesting.
Not sure if the image is widely available out there. I saw it on Reddit earlier today. I don't know how authentic it is because it's just someone who did a comparison by themselves, but we'll see. But that was the PS5 event. There is other news. You ready for more news?
Let's do it.
Game Pass, a lot of additions are coming. June 11th, we had a bunch of new games join. On the PC side, they got Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 and BattleTech. Console and PC together got Dungeon of the Endless and No Man's Sky. And No Man's Sky also got crossplay between all platforms.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And then
you might actually find somebody now.
No, you won't. And then on the console side of things, Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix and Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. So the entire Kingdom Hearts series is on Game Pass.
Jesus.
Wow.
Fucking Game Pass.
That's cool.
It is a gift, it is a curse.
Somebody kept asking me when I was going to play Kingdom Hearts, and I was making the joke that I would play it when it came on Game Pass, and I regret that joke.
Well, time to play it.
No excuses.
I've got to find a new excuse because I ain't playing that shit.
Oh, man. And then next week on the 18th, we're getting Thronebreaker on console. And then on console and PC, we're getting the Bard's Tale ARPG, which you might also know as the Bard's Tale remastered and re-snarkled on the PS4. Finally coming to Xbox. And it's getting a Switch release as well.
All right.
Yeah.
About time.
Not all
Always
good
meant
news,
to play
though.
that.
Games are leaving Game Pass. We mentioned these last week, but I'll go over them again. Book of Demons is leaving PC. Everspace is leaving console and PC. Resident Evil Revelations leaving console. Riptide GP Renegade leaving console and PC. Riverbond console and PC. Samaros 3 is leaving PC. Superhot is leaving console and PC. Supermarket Shriek leaving console and PC. And then The Last Door Season 2 and The Stillness of the Wind are leaving PC. Previously, they said Scream Ride would be leaving on the console side of things, but that's been removed from the leaving soon section and is sticking around.
Oh,
that's good.
No, where did that tweet go?
What tweet are you looking for?
No, okay, there it is. No, while you were rambling all those off, I happened upon a tweet where it is comparing screenshots of the original Demon Souls with the shots from the trailer and the remake, and oh my god. Oh my god. It's a lot of detail they're adding to that game. Holy moly.
Yeah, Bluepoint doesn't fuck around with their remakes.
They're really not fucking around. Like, my goodness, that looks incredible. All right. Anyways, onward.
Some EA news. Need for Speed Heat is joining the EA Access Vault on June 16th, and cross-platform play started this week with it being the first EA title with crossplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's not bad.
Good to hear EA is getting on the crossplay bandwagon. They're also getting on the Steam bandwagon as a whopping 25 EA titles released on Steam this week, including Dragon Age Inquisition, Need for Speed Heat, Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, the Unravel series, Fe, Sea of Solitude, and more. New EA titles will launch on Steam alongside other platforms, including Command & Conquer Remastered Collection this week. And then EA Access will be coming to Steam later this summer as well.
Nice.
Origin, we give up.
Pretty much.
Rip.
Some rumors going around that Call of Duty Black Ops is getting a remake set to be announced soon. Cole, are you excited about that?
I hadn't heard that, but I would be excited. Yeah, I'm down for it. Black Ops was good.
Yeah, that is the current rumor.
The second one
going
got
around.
a little unruly. The third one shit the bed. 4 didn't happen. But you know, they all start strong.
Yeah. First one was solid.
Yeah. I think I could, if I had to, I could probably still recite the brainwashing sequence. I'm not going to do it. I just said if I had to. Yeah. I'm just saying if I had to, I could do it. I think I played it so much because I struggled with that mission and like I heard it over and over, which is kind of what it's meant to do, that I could probably still repeat it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's been years.
There's another rumor that Far Cry 6 is going to be unveiled July 12th at the Ubisoft Forward event, supposedly going to be launching 2021 for next gen and PC, and takes place in a more exotic location instead of the United States rural town. Yeah, from Far Cry 5.
Hey, maybe they'll have the balls to do something with the story this time.
Yeah.
Is Far Cry 3 available in like remastered form on current consoles?
Yes.
It is?
Yep.
Okay. That is something I've been meaning to I'm sure very late to this party, but it was not too long ago that I discovered that the actor who plays Nacho on Breaking Bad spinoff Better Call Saul also played Voss, who was kind of a modern legend villain in Far Cry 3. And that makes me like, he's great on Better Call Saul. And like everyone always said, Voss is just one of those incredibly, great characters and a really breakout performance. And so I am far more interested now in finally playing Far Cry 3 for the first time. So I'm not sure where and how I can access it, but I'll poke around.
I would recommend looking for a cheap gold edition for Far Cry 5, because Far Cry 3 Remastered was actually part of the season pass for Far Cry 5.
Oh, okay.
You can buy it separately, but if you could find a cheap deal on Far Cry 5 Gold Edition that comes with the season pass, you might as well, because I've seen that on sale for fairly cheap.
Thanks for the hot tip. I'll keep my eyes peeled, Joe.
Yeah. Some more rumors. It's been leaked that apparently Persona 4 Golden is going to be releasing on Steam this weekend during the PC gaming show.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be like none. There's nothing on Steam for Persona. I don't think. Is 5? No. It just had Steam open. I didn't check. No, I don't think there is jack shit as far as Megaten games on Steam. That would be wild. I mean, Golden's awesome. So,
yeah, so that should be pretty cool.
I assume Golden's awesome because it's Persona 4, but better. I still haven't played it, but got it on my Vita. Maybe someday.
Maybe. We'll see. Microsoft is updating the Xbox app on Windows 10 to include mod support. Some of the games that include mods are going to be Dirt Rally 2.0, Farming Simulator 17, FTL Faster Than Light, Into the Breach, and Mud Runner, among others. So it's good to see mod support coming to Windows 10.
Yeah. Did they say that the mods would disable achievements or not? Or is that just on an individual developer basis?
I'm sure it'll be on an individual basis.
I am all about some mods that can make achievements easier.
I think mods that make achievements easier would probably disable achievements.
They do not always.
But some of them.
Surviving Mars.
Yeah.
Surviving Mars. Right. You could. There was a mod you could download that checked to see if you had the achievements, and it would immediately pop whatever you didn't have.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Carnage told us about that one.
I did it on both the console and Windows 10.
Proud of you.
Because I played a lot of Surviving Mars, and I had like 2 achievements. I was like, "Fuck this!" I bet I had 200 hours in it, easy.
Good Lord!
And I just didn't have any achievements to show for it because it's so hard to get them.
Jeez.
Great game, just ungodly difficult.
Yeah.
Frostpunk is another one. If they told me I could have mods in Frostpunk and somebody made one that would unlock all the achievements, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I love
you and
that
your
game.
Achievements, Cole.
I know, but I wish that developers made achievements that were a little more related
achievable?
To the time. Yeah, achievable and related to the time that you spend in the game. Like, you shouldn't have 200 hours in a game and only have 2 achievements. You know? Like, that shit shouldn't happen.
I can agree with that.
So if they're gonna make a mod that can do it, fuck it. I'm gonna go for it and make my life a little easier so that I can just enjoy the game. Stop trying to do stupid scenarios that I'm not interested in doing when I only want to play the way I like.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Speaking of dicks.
Last bit of news I have is that it appears Xbox One consoles will no longer come with digital codes for games, but instead the game will be tied to the first account that logs into the system. They're calling it Digital Direct, and it looks to be a good way to stop resellers from buying consoles to piecemeal out for a profit.
I'm good with that.
I am on board with this idea, but there is a lot of pushback online from people who would buy cheap codes or sell their codes for a profit, and they're not happy.
Now,
when I bought my Xbox One X, it came with freaking Fallout 76. I sold that shit.
There have been times when I bought the PUBG 1S, I was a little relieved that it was a code that I could give away, because I had one PUBG in a giveaway and then ended up buying but it was the only S that was on shelves at the time. And so I didn't have an option to get one that didn't have PUBG with it. So that would have sucked to, not been able to give the code to a friend. But I mean, if I really, really wanted to push, I'd be like, hey, give me your details. If it's somebody I'm giving a code to, most of the time it's somebody I'm comfortable enough to be like, hey, give me your details and I'll give you this game.
Yeah.
So it's kind of moot in the end.
Give me your privacy and I'll give you this game.
No, I mean, to be fair, the people I play with regularly, I've played with for like 14 years. Yeah. So we don't care. But,
It was a humor joke.
Yeah. But I wouldn't traditionally be like, hey, you want a game share, fuck face? That wouldn't happen. But
it's always time.
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing I've said today, let alone any other time. But
anyone else have any thoughts on the on games going digital instead of coming with codes on consoles? Dave, any thoughts?
That's fine. With me. No, it just doesn't particularly enter my life.
No impact on you.
Yeah. And, I mean, codes, it's weird, this digital world that we live in. So yeah, no, it's cool. I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted because I am also browsing, trying to find out what new games have been added to the bundle for racial justice and equality.
Oh, gee.
I just noticed that Tanglewood, which is a new Mega Drive / Genesis game.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a cute platformer starring a fox,
nice.
Which has gotten some press, is now part of that bundle. Sorry, didn't mean to derail the conversation there.
That's okay. That bundle for racial justice and equality is insane. We were talking about it on the last episode. There's over 1,600 games included now?
Fuck, man. It's
for $5.
Yeah.
A minimum of $5.
But you can give more, and you should if you can.
Yes.
Because that's a good thing to do.
And I did.
Oh, it's even, when I checked it earlier, it was at 5,066,000. Now it's at 5,210,000. So that's great.
This is so many of these games. I'm looking through I was sucked in because I still haven't played Night in the Woods and A Short Hike, and I'm like, oh great, I can get both of those games for $5. All right, perfect. And then I start browsing the list of games, and I see descriptions like A Mortician's Tale, a death-positive game where you play as a mortician tasked with running a funeral home, and Extreme Meat Punks Forever, which is described as gay disaster mech pilots killing fascists. And I'm like, okay, this is
sold.
This is sold, but because this is the kind of just punk as fuck, I'm going to make a goddamn game about, my game is going to be queer as hell and about democratic socialism.
There are some. There's literally one called Social Justice Warriors.
Yeah, I'm looking at Democratic Socialism Simulator, Paves the Road towards Capitalist Society. And Tonight We Riot, a revolutionary crowd-based retro brawler. There's Social Justice Warriors. Here's Dungeons and Lesbians. Mild your BFFs in the midst of a game of D&D. I am so fucking here for these tiny little experimental games that don't get press and don't get news and are usually developed by just one or two people. This is such a great way. so many people are now just going to have these games in their libraries. I hate to say the thing like, well, it's worth it for the exposure, but these games would have been overlooked.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no one was out there first and searching for most of the things in there.
There's one called Be Gay, Do Crimes.
Yes, Be
Gay, Do Crimes.
For that. That's very Night in the Woodsy, and I am definitely on board for that. And then there is Hot Gay Bro Dragons.
Yes.
That one makes me giggle every time I come across it.
There are a lot of refugees from Xbox Live indie games on the 360, games that debuted there, like Bleed 1 and 2, a Link's Awakening like called Shipwrecked, or I think it's just called Shipwreck.
Another Link's Awakening like called Anodyne.
Yeah. Anodyne's in there.
Which everybody's heard of.
Minutes in there. That's very Zelda-like. A minute at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
There's a ton of
itch.io bundle is absolutely worth getting. Go to itch.io and grab that bundle. It is $5. Ashley was like, is there anything in there that I would recognize? I'm like, Celeste is in there. And she's like, is that it? I'm like, no, there's 1,600 other games. She's like, oh, I guess that's worth it.
Yep.
There's Commodore 64 games. There's Commodore 64 fan games. There's like new Commodore 64 ROMs that will run in your Commodore 64 emulator of choice in here. There's there's Pico 8. You get the Pico 8 app so that you can run Pico 8 games, including the original version of Celeste, which I don't know if that version is in the bundle somewhere, but that's the bundle that in Celeste you can play in game in Celeste is the little 8-bit version originally developed for the Pico 8 platform. Pyre, Supergiant's Pyre is now in this bundle.
Is it? Holy shit.
Say what?
It's nuts. Games just keep getting added. Tim, Flamberge. Remember Flamberge from MagFest?
Yes, I talked about that on the podcast last time we were on.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember whether you're recording yet or not. Pyre is in there? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. I got to try Semblance based on your recommendation this afternoon. Tim. That's a cool game. Hope to spend some more time with that. The first game published on a Nintendo platform.
Pyre is in there. Holy shit. Son of a bitch.
That's insane.
Download, click.
I tried a game this afternoon called Curse of the Crescent Isle, and I wish it was a better game, but this might be the only game I have ever seen that is a deliberate Super Mario 2 clone. Like, very, very deliberately, this is a clone of Super Mario 2. Like, your health meter is hearts arranged vertically on the side of the screen.
What's it called?
Pick up and throw enemies. It's called Curse of the Crescent Isle. Unfortunately, the control's a little sloppy, but it's cool that it exists.
DX even.
DX. This is the DX version. There's
break it down.
That does look like Mario 2. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's a procedurally generated Zelda clone called Lena's something. What is it? We
could be here all night.
We could be here
all damn night.
Super Bernie World, a Mario clone where you play as Bernie Sanders collecting votes instead of coins. This kind of this is punk game development. This is game development that just deliberately breaks rules on purpose. These games are interesting and different, and probably some of them are not. Many of them are maybe not great games, but I'm so excited to just dive into this world of super indie, so indie they're not even on the console storefronts, or probably not even on mobile in some cases. This is a world that doesn't often get pushed in front of me. It's a world I like exploring, especially when we go to MagFest and we go to the indie game booth and look at games like this. But whenever games like this get in front of me and get exposed to me, and I can just be like, it's a whole other fucking situation over here. So I'm excited to support these developers, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart for giving away the countless hours of their own work to raise $5 million for one of the most important causes in the world right now.
Yeah. It is very admirable to everyone who is involved with this bundle. It's just an insane deal for gamers in general, but the fact that they've raised $5 million it blows my mind.
Yeah.
I might have to give them more money.
I know. Yeah, I'm heartened, but they keep adding games to it. Is like that's other developers looking at this and saying, "Oh, that's a really good cause. I want to do that. I want to give my stuff away too. I'm in." It's just it brings a small tear to my eye.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to play some PC games.
Oh Lord.
Wow.
I can't believe that there's so much included and that it's valued at over $9,000 for $5.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah. It's insane. It's great.
Yeah.
Good on them.
There's still a couple days left, so jump on it while you can. Again, itch.io. Jump on that site and grab this bundle immediately. Do it.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised to find I already had an itch.io account. I'd forgotten that I had once bought a $1 game from a developer that we met at MagFest. This game had fun. It's the game No Good Can Come of This. It's a one shot. You have a gun with one bullet, and whoever picks up the gun and shoots the other person first wins.
Oh, that one.
It's that game.
That game. Yeah. So that's why I already had an itch.io account. I don't believe that game is in this bundle. But
it might be.
God.
There's fucking 1,600 games in there. It could be, for all we know.
Games in there. Yeah.
I swear I've seen that name.
Who knows?
I can be wrong, but I swear I've seen that name.
I just got to sit down and click and download and click and download and use it.
Just scroll forever and look.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I might as well wait till it's over before I start with the way they keep adding stuff. Like, my gosh, I won't be able to find. I had no idea Pyre was in there. My God, that is insane.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, Pyre's a big one. That's pretty impressive that that's in there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Some of these games I have seen in bundles. Pyre, I have not. I don't know if Night in the Woods has been in a bundle either, but you know, Celeste has been cheap. Night in the Woods has been cheap, but they've been so cheap that they might have been $5 or $10. Which, hey, guess what? Anyways,
yeah, that's the news of the week. Anything anyone else want to talk about, or is it review time on the show?
I think it might be review time, and
Mm-hmm.
all my reviews are under embargo except for Samurai Shodown, which I haven't played yet. So
yeah, so you got nothing to talk about. I guess
nothing to contribute.
I guess Tim and Dave will let you two get going. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out and chatting PS5 with us.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. The only last thing I do want to add is that if you've gotten this far and somehow you missed 2 podcasts ago when you had on Sion Serlina Smith and Pernell Thrillo Vaughn and their conversation with you about the terrible, terrible events here in the United States of the last couple of weeks. Terrible in, the way it began and then the
you mean the past 400 years?
The past 400 years.
Yeah,
Thank you for that correction.
An entire horrible nation.
Yeah. I loved hearing them on, and I just want to go listen to that because so many of us do sort of take it as a foregone conclusion that there are elements of gaming as both a hobby and as an industry that are just toxic as fuck, and it doesn't have to be that way. Like, there are solutions, and part of that is find and listen to Black gamers, find and listen to Black voices, find and listen to Black writers. I'm a particular fan of Mike Williams on US Gamer and Geeta Jackson, formerly of Kotaku. I forget where she landed recently. It might have been in Polygon. I
recommend listening to this week's edition of the New Day podcast. WWE Superstars, The New Day. That is a tremendous, that they have this conversation and talk about their feelings and I don't like hearing Biggie get emotional. He's a powerful man. When he gets sad, it makes me real sad.
Joshua Johnson, who took over basically for Diane Rehm on NPR. He had a radio show called 1A. He is a Black gay gamer, and shortly before he left that show to join MSNBC, where he is now a weekend anchor, he did a whole week-long series about gaming and the gaming industry, the state of the gaming industry, the state of gamers today, the state of toxic gaming discourse, because it's something that he lives every day. Joshua Johnson is a great newsman. Check him out and support Black game developers. Listen, that's that's it, I guess. So thanks for
Good
having us
stuff.
on, Joe.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
Yeah, love having you guys here. We will let you two get going. We will move on with the show. Do either of you have any final words before we let you go?
Black Lives Matter.
There you go. All right. Good night.
All right. That was fun, wasn't it?
That was a good time.
I love having those guys on.
Yes.
And that was a long time. I can't believe how much time we spent with them.
It was a lengthy one.
It's like, yeah, we'll go maybe an hour on the news. We'll spend a half hour talking about the PlayStation event and then another half hour talking about the rest of the news. And then fucking 2 hours later, here we are.
Yes.
But reviews, we got those to do.
Yes.
Should we get to them?
Yes.
You sound really invested in this conversation.
Yeah, my sister has messaged me like 40 times in the last 3 minutes.
Jesus.
And I'm panicking because I think she's about to call.
Oh, no. Should we wait or should we get into
I'm
things?
just flat out like, I'm recording. I'm not trying to ignore you. I love you. Please don't be mad at me.
That's awesome. Love it.
Okay, I sent it. We'll see what happens.
Okay, because we got some games to talk about. There's a lot of games we got to get to. First up, we have a preview of Superhot Mind Controlled Delete, developed and published by Superhot Team. It's available now on Steam Early Access for $24.99, and some people saw the Xbox achievements go live recently, so a console release might not be too far away.
Yeah,
Fingers
it
crossed.
seems like it's right around the corner.
Yeah, we'll see. But one of us, still outnumbered, still outgunned, enemies swirl around you in a storm of slow-motion violence. Battle after battle, each fallen foe pushes you closer to the secrets hiding in the game, and each secret gives you more powers to fight the system's unending opposition. Cole, tell us about Superhot Mind Control Delete.
So Superhot essentially is a first-person version of Hotline Miami. Only the trick is nothing in the world moves unless you move. This gives you a few seconds to kind of like look around your surroundings and plan what you're going to do. And it leads to some pretty super cool kill montages. It was really hard for me not to hit the record button a couple of times while I was playing this. I was like, oh, I think I can't talk about this yet.
Well, it's in early access, so you're allowed to.
I'm always so panicky about that, but I'm like, oh, I did the coolest. Oh, no. I'm so worried about that shit.
Yeah, embargoes are serious business, people.
I'm terrified of them. Like, we've joked about the golden robots outside of people's windows. Mine aren't golden. They're a little more bronze.
Yeah, they're rusty.
They're chilling out there. And
mine has duct tape on them.
Yeah. they've seen some shit.
They send the budget robots to our house.
They're still scary. I have to ask you a question. I wanted to play the first Superhot. I didn't get time to.
Okay.
So does the first Superhot, does it have like an endurance mode, or is it just one shot you're dead?
One shot you're dead.
Okay, so for Mind Control Delete, you have like an endurance. You have 3 hit points. There's actually 3 little pixel hearts up in the corner.
Yeah, I don't remember that being in the first game at all. But disclaimer, it has been a long time since I played the first game, so I could be forgetting something. And there could be an endurance mode in there that I'm not remembering. I am stupid, so disclaimer.
Even though I hadn't played it, I'd seen it played, and I don't remember there being an endurance option where there are hearts, and if you die you keep going. So I was a little shocked at that. It is still once your 3 lives are gone, though, get fucked, you're back at the beginning. I thought it was funny that the second level, it just goes on and throws you straight into the deep end and is like, hi, you're in a morgue. However, it's super fucking cool to pick up a skull and throw it at somebody and kill them, okay? When the glass shatters, you're like, ha ha ha, bitch. It was so satisfying. And even though I had that fear of when my life runs out, it runs out, it was more inviting to play this version of Superhot because I was comfortable enough to go, I fucked up once, but it's fine. Whereas in the other one, I just remember it being one shot, do it over, you know?
Yeah.
Eventually I would hit a wall, typically in the kitchen. For whatever reason, that level is the one that keeps fucking me up. The dojo gets me as well. The dojo, it's still pretty early. It's not spoilery. The dojo is super tough because you're actually on a platform above the enemies and you can't get down. So you have to, like, basically wait for them to throw shit at you.
Oh, God.
And then dodge it, get it, and throw it back. This is in the form of what I don't know how they're pronounced, so I'm just going to call them ninja stars. I think that's unacceptable, and I apologize in advance. That's what I know them as because I don't know how to pronounce the proper term.
It's okay.
I'm a redneck. Everybody expected it. Whatever.
I kind of want to hear you try it.
No, I think I'd have to look it up. See, I know like the first 3 letters and then the last one. Ninja star. A shuriken?
Close enough. Good.
Shuriken? Something like that.
I don't know.
Is it shuriken?
I never know the official pronunciation. It's a ninja star.
It's a ninja star.
Yeah.
The internet didn't tell me it was unacceptable to say ninja star. Yet. Give me time. I'll get canceled in like 2 years for that. Won't be the first time, won't be the last.
Don't worry, no one's listening.
That's the thing. Nobody's listening now, and then some motherfucker's gonna dredge it up when I'm internet famous, and then it's just gonna all be over with. Rip. Coal is over party. But yeah, super cool when those start flying around and you have the option to throw those back. Some really cool weapons. I don't remember there being such a variety of weapons in the first game. Like I said, I only watched it, so maybe I missed them. But like, I was like, okay, baseball bats, pipes, pistols, shotguns. That's pretty standard fare, yeah? Mm-hmm. And then it's like, no, throw a dart at them. Pick up a skull and throw it at them. Pick up a frying pan and throw it at them. I'm like, I fucking will. The different ways you could get a kill. Perfection. Like, they stopped at nothing. If you can see it, you can probably pick it up. You can always tell what you can interact with because everything else is fucking white, and then whatever you can pick up is black, and then whoever you need to murderate is red. Pretty solid. Can't be mad at any of it. All of the controls were solid. I didn't have any trouble adjusting sensitivities and things like that. The dogs are having a fit. Now they've stopped. That was short and sweet. But yeah, I was really impressed with how much had gone into like shaking up the game while still holding on to its core. And also how accessible it was, because I seem to remember my thought with the first Super Hot was, I don't think I can manage it. And I'm not sure what it was about it, but just watching people play, I was like, I don't think I could do it. And that's one thing that put me off of it for so long. But there were plenty of accessibility settings, and I didn't have any trouble whatsoever playing the game, and I was really happy about that.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you enjoyed it?
Did.
Is this something that people should be keeping their eyes on? Is this worth investing in for $25 right now?
They should. Yeah, absolutely. I have no problems at all saying keep an eye out. I'm looking forward to it. I hope that I get to try it out on Xbox and see how it plays on there as well. But as far as playing it on Steam goes, I had a damn good time, and I looked forward to doing it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope the Xbox version isn't too far away. I saw the achievements go live, and I'm like, oh, it's got to be close.
Yeah.
I know, like, they could show up a couple months before release, but it's never more than, like, 3 or 4 tops.
Yeah. No, there was that one time that was, like, 5 months.
Most of the time, though. Yeah.
I forget, wasn't it, like, a Digerati game or something, and it showed up, like, 5 months in advance.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, what?
Fucking January. It's still summer.
Yeah, shit can happen, but it's unlikely.
Yeah.
Now the rest can have shit.
Next game to talk about is called Jump King, developed by Nexile, published by Ukiyo Publishing, released June 9th on Xbox One, Switch, and PS4 for $12.99. Take up the challenge and face true high-stakes platforming in Jump King. Struggle upwards in search of a smoking hot babe of legend, but explore with care. A single missed jump could lead to a long fall back down. Cole, tell us about Jump King.
The only thing you are going to find is the ways to fall back down. Okay? Look,
that is true. That is very true.
I fully expect that somebody can get to the top of this. I know there are people who can get to the top in like 2 minutes. Done. Great. Good for you. For the rest of us, that shit ain't happening. No. We are never seeing the end of this game. I never made it past the 4th scene of the game.
Damn.
Jump, and I would fall. And I would jump, and I would fall. And I would jump some more, and I would fall. Generally speaking, I am super down for games that only require a couple of buttons to manage.
Yeah.
I got crooked ass fingers. Okay? And so when I see one, it's like, oh, just press A and jump. I'm like, fuck yeah, bring it on. This is my speed. And it should have been. It should have absolutely been a game I could manage.
But it's the jump mechanics.
I didn't have the willpower to manage it. It takes so much to learn the adjustments because you can't, however long you hold A, it's how high you jump. But there is no fucking indicator. So you don't know if you've held it, unless you're like sitting there counting while you hold it. And you just get the muscle memory to only do a little jump or to do a large jump. You have no way to indicate which way you're jumping besides just holding the thumbstick in the direction that you hope is the correct one. This game would be 300 million times better if it simply had some kind of little arrow over the dude's head to point to the way you were jumping, and a little tiny bar that showed how much pressure you had put into the jump. It's the only two things it needs. I get that it's supposed to be difficult.
Yeah.
I get it's supposed to be a challenge. I get that the fun is the stress of, oh, am I going to fall all the way back to the beginning? And it's fine. It is fun, and it's funny when you do fall. But after 15, 20, 25, 125 times, you're like, fuck this, I'm not getting anywhere. And you don't get the muscle memory quick enough to justify playing it over and over and over like that.
No.
Like, or at least I don't. Fuck that. There are people out there who are insanely good at shit like this, and good on them. But the majority of people are not ever going to get anywhere in Jump King. It's not accessible. It's not, casual player friendly. And I'm not saying every game has to be, but at the very least, make it so that your players know how much what their inputs are doing for them.
Yeah.
Instead of just going, well, I'm going to jump, and then you think, okay, I've made this jump 100 times, then I'm going to barely push it to the top left, and I'm going to just barely push, and then you go flying off, and you're like, I don't know what I did.
I think we should take a second to explain why the jumping is so difficult. And that's because this is one of those games that once you start a jump, you complete that jump, that arc.
Yep. There's no in the middle.
No in-air adjustments. There's no light touches to try and nudge yourself closer to one way or another. You jump and you complete that arc, whether you bounce off a wall, whether you go straight, whether you fall right off the edge. Mm-hmm. It is my absolute least favorite jumping mechanic in video games, and they based an entire game around it. Right.
And then they didn't make any kind of way for you to know if you were actually going the proper direction.
Yeah.
Because the dude, his position, his stance, he squats down before he jumps, but there's nothing that indicates I'm going left, I'm going right, I'm going straight up, I'm going to fly off into the abyss, and you're going to fall to the bottom, and the old dude's going to ridicule you, and you're going to do it again. Just, I don't know, a little anything to be like, hey, bitch, you're going to, up and left. That'd be good. I don't need much. An arrow. tiny little pixel arrow
Yeah.
would do so. I think that's what bugs me about it the most, because it's something so minor that they can't be like, we didn't want to clutter up the HUD, because it literally wouldn't have been anything on the screen.
It
but like
doesn't have to be
pixels.
like a giant arrow that shows you the entire trajectory of your jump. Just give us some kind of small visual indicator of what direction and how much power you're getting.
Yep.
I mean, I understand them wanting to keep it clean looking, but there's got to be some kind of visual indicator to assist the player so that they know what the fuck they're doing.
And if you're visually impaired any at all, you're even more SOL.
No.
You're just going to be bouncing around. There's no accessibility to take into consideration here.
Yeah. I want to get this out of the way. This is not a bad game. It's very well made. It looks great. It plays great. It sounds great. I just hate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a bad game. It's just not for me at all.
This is the instance, and I've said this a lot on the show. This is where I have to go. Objectively, it's a good game. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are plenty of people who love Jump King.
Oh, yeah. It's going to find an audience. It's going to do well with its audience. We're just not part of that audience. And
that's just got to be the way it is,
Yeah,
and our job is to be honest about that.
Yeah.
And if I come on here and I pipe it up and go, this is great, I loved it, and it's not true, and I'm secretly going, oh, this was garbage. Yeah. And it's not garbage, but, if I'm secretly like, I hated everything about it, then
it's not a bad game.
To the listeners, that's not fair to the devs, because I think the devs need to hear constructive feedback on what they could do to make the game more viable.
Yeah.
And even if it was just like a difficulty setting, make a difficulty setting that puts a damn arrow on there for losers like me. At this point, you could disable the achievements, but at least you did it. I'd still be mad at you and be on here ranting about disabling the achievements, but but it would at least make it accessible to some degree to more players than what you currently got.
Yeah. Well, overall, $13. Personally, I still give it a try. It's an enjoyable game if it's up your alley. It's just, you need to know whether or not this game is your cup of tea or not before going into it. So give it a try, watch a video on it if you have to. If a friend has it, go to their place, social distance, and try it there. But it's not bad. I can't give it a deny it because it's not a bad game. It's just not for me.
I am more inclined to be on the deny it side because it's inaccessible, Yeah.
And I understand that viewpoint.
That's just that's me from a player with a disability going, I don't have the hitherto to sit here and constantly fuck up and fail and not make any progress and then have risk fatigue and not even do anything in the game. So that kind of gameplay, it just saps the fun out of it to me.
Yeah.
And I fully understand that there are people who are like, but this is great, and that's good. Enjoy it. But I mean, for me, it's just not. I can't recommend it in its current state because I have to take into consideration the people who listen to me that also have disabilities.
Hey, and I understand that. So. Yeah. All right, next game to talk about is called Super Toy Cars 2, developed and published by Eclipse Games. It released June 12th on the Switch for $11.99. Super Toy Cars 2 is a fast-paced arcade racing game where you control miniature cars that speed across amazing tracks made of supersized everyday objects. Race, fight, crash, jump, and play with the objects around the track alone or with friends. Provoke mayhem with your little toy car. Serlina covered this one, wrote in a review because she's not here this week, and this is what she's got to say. Hey there, SML friends and fam, it's Serlina, giving y'all a break from my voice this week, but I am reviewing Super Toy Cars 2 on the Switch. Developed by Eclipse Games, Super Toy Cars 2 is a racer where you can choose from several different car types that are fully customizable to leave your opponents in the dust or smash them to pieces, whatever you want to do, that's fine. There are two main modes in Super Toy Cars 2. There's Quick Mode, where you can play the various types of courses and game types. There's also Career Mode, where you pick a specific car to beat a specific course, earn money and points, unlock different cars, and customize the cars in your garage. Quick Mode is Pretty self-explanatory, and you won't encounter anything different in it than career mode. In quick mode, you can choose which of the 7 game modes you'd like to play, as well as the levels, how many laps you want, the difficulty of the bots, what car you want to ride. Pretty self-explanatory, so let's move on to career mode. At the start of career mode, you have exactly $10,000. You can use that money to buy one car and one car only. You have your choice of car types, which are wacky cars, muscle, Gran Turismo, supercars, and open wheelers. However, you don't have enough money for the last 2 at the start. Once you choose which car you want, you can select your cup, although you only have one car, so that'll be the cup that's available, will be attached to the car you've chosen to buy. Each cup has 4 races to beat, and you get money depending on your placement in each race. At the end of the cup, you earn money and points based on how well you did in the races. First place nets you at least 10 grand and a bunch of points. You get diminishing returns after that, but you always leave with some money and points. Then the game opens up for you to, in the form of buying and unlocking more cars, customizing those cars, and playing more cups. Let's talk about the gameplay. The racing aspect is pretty standard stuff. 1 button to accelerate, 1 button to brake. Keep making left turns until there's a winner. The interesting factor is the drifting, which you activate by pressing the A button. I didn't like the drifting mechanic in this game because when you press the A button, you don't immediately drift. It takes a second or 2 for your car to boot up the drift. Now the delay can be lessened with upgrades to your car, but it'll always be there. I'm also not crazy about the idea of pressing a button to drift. If my car is already almost sideways, I should automatically drift. I also wasn't too crazy about the camera. For the most part, the camera's fine, but every so often I'd bump into a wall and the camera would spaz out for a little while, leaving me to wonder if I was facing the same direction. Finally, let's talk about the level of music design, which is amazing in this game. Now, this is a Switch we're talking about here, so the graphics aren't going to blow you away. However, you honestly won't care because each level is so painstakingly detailed. My favorite course is the music studio because the road pulses like a soundboard. There's also several different genres to the music to choose from, and I found myself bopping to all of it. Don't like a certain song or genre? That's cool. You could toggle them on and off in the options menu, which is awesome. I think if Eclipse had a budget and they threw it all into the music, and I respect that. It's a goddamn good soundtrack in that game.
Yeah, it is.
Super Toy Cars 2 is available on the Switch on June 12th for $11.99. And should you buy this game? Of course you should. Go buy it right now. I had a fantastic time with this game, even though I couldn't play with other people because I have no friends. It was still an incredibly satisfying experience, and I am itching to play it again. Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm glad
good.
she enjoyed it. I love Super Toy Cars.
It was fun. It really was.
And the Eclipse guys are good dudes, so check out Super Toy Cars 2. And it is on other platforms. It's on Xbox One, and I believe they're working on a PS4 version as well, so keep an eye out for that in the future.
Yes.
All right, next game to talk about is called Space Jacked, developed by Rotten Mage, published by Ratalaika Games, released June 12th on Xbox One and Switch for $9.99. Ooh, a Ratalaika game at $10. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Space Jacked is a super fast-paced arcade tower defense. Play as Dave, a lone technician tasked with protecting his spaceship from being overrun by aliens while it prepares to warp into hyperspace. Cole, tell us about Space Jacked.
So, Space Jacked is a pixel strategy shooter with, I don't want to necessarily say it's platforming. It has different rooms in your spaceship, and they are continually attacked by aliens. So you have 3 that you can teleport between, and they have different levels and platforms, essentially, which is why I was trying to fight calling it a platformer. But you have the platforms, and the platforms have different pods where you can put up one of 3 different types of guns. One's a laser, one's a stasis, which slows the aliens down, and another is just a machine gun. You can then upgrade them as you collect enough metal, and each day, different waves of aliens will gradually assault the different rooms, and you will bebop in between them and try to take the aliens out before they destroy the room's respective computer. If the computer does take a hit, you can repair it with metal. I want to point something out. I played this game for 3 straight days, and I don't think I even have an achievement. I might have 2.
Wow.
So if you're going to swoop in on this one and be like, it's a Ratalaika, don't It's a little more difficult than most roguelikes. If you can get the hang of it, then it's a lot. You're gonna eventually get the achievements. You only need to complete 2 acts to the story, and I haven't even managed to complete Act 1 yet because it gets that difficult.
Damn.
And then there is an endless difficulty.
And that's where most of the achievements are, to be fair.
You're going to clean house with the endless mode. Because if you at least manage to do well enough that you get through the story, you're going to have the basics down enough that playing in endless is nothing.
Oh, yeah.
It's just going to be like, it's a thing, but it's not even that the waves themselves are that difficult. It's the boss waves, because the game doesn't limit your ammo necessarily. Like the guns that you put up, they're fine. They're gonna shoot whether you're there or not. It doesn't matter. But the little pistol that your character has, that has a bar, and when that bar hits empty, it has to refill and reload. Now, if you stop shooting, it's going to reload. But there are some enemies, like for these boss waves, where you have to like rescue fellow shipmates, where they're like in this jellyfish looking alien, right? And it floats through, but because it floats, it takes a super ass shortcut and will miss. It doesn't matter how many lasers you have out, doesn't matter how many upgraded stasis turrets you got out, doesn't matter how many upgraded miniguns, that fucker's going straight to your computer, and once it gets there, it has 5 seconds for you to destroy it. And if you don't destroy it in 5 seconds, boom, game over.
Damn.
Start the whole day over. That is my biggest struggle, is getting through that fucker. You do eventually upgrade, you earn a character who can let you upgrade your pistol. But here's the hitch with that. You have to use metal, the game's in-game currency, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it costs 50 to 70 metal to upgrade a gun. It costs 20 to 25. I think the lasers may be 30. So they're relatively cheap to put up, but upgrading them costs a fortune.
Yeah.
And you do not get enough metal to do that shit. Now, you do eventually unlock a mini game that lets you take a little drone out in space and play like a shmup. And you've got asteroids and alien ships coming at you, and you can hold down, I can't remember if it's A or X. I think it's X. Hold down the button and shoot and clear them out, and they drop metal. There's a downside to that, though. The most metal I ever collected from that minigame was 32. You can only do it. A lot. You can only do it once a day. So the way that it ends is that you have to crash. And if you crash, the drone takes damage and you lose some of your metal because you have to fix the drone. So when I did it and I got 32, then of course I crashed and it took 12 to fix the drone. And so at that point, why did I bother spending the time?
Yeah.
Because I still didn't even get enough to upgrade. And even to upgrade my gun was like 60 and 70. And I was like, I just don't have enough metal to do anything.
Yeah, that was my biggest gripe with the game. You just never had enough metal to do what you wanted to do.
And it was just infuriating because I felt like I wasn't progressing, and that the strategies I was coming up with didn't matter if I wasn't able to collect enough metal. One other thing I noticed that really got me is that it seems like if you don't collect the metal before time is up after you win, it moves it up to the top of the corner of the screen like you collected it, but my number never went up. I don't know if it's a glitch, if it's just a visual glitch or what, and maybe I was missing it somehow, but it looked like the coins were auto-collected, but my number would not go up. And I'd be like, motherfucker, I know I had at least 40 coins on the ground, and I've got nothing. And there's not enough time between the end of the level and when it does that to get it all.
No.
Especially if you've been in another room and then you warp and you're like, oh, they've been killing, my machines have been killing the aliens. Now I don't have enough time to go around and get all the money. But I was just constantly in a struggle to have enough currency to make it worth my time to keep going.
No.
The thing is that the concept is really super cool. And I really enjoyed playing the game. I just wanted to be able to actually get somewhere with it and feel like
Never thought we would say this in a Ratalaika game, but I wish it was easier to progress.
Am I playing a Ratalaika? What the fuck is it? But, I really was like, oh, I'm going to sit down and blow through this in a couple hours and it's going to be fun. And it was fun, but it was like on day 3, I'm like, this sucks. I just want to get through Act 1.
I just want an achievement.
Yeah. Well, I kept checking. I was like, surely I've popped something. And I had not. And I was like, I have to go on this motherfucking show and say that I played a Ratalaika and ain't got no goddamn achievements for it. Here we are.
Oh, man. Well, even still, it's only $10, so Space Jacked, what do you think of it?
I give it a try. Like I said, it's definitely solid gameplay-wise. Okay, baby, I love you. I tried to cut her out, but she got me.
What number was that one?
3.
Oh, God damn it, number 3.
Have a good recording time. I love that baby.
That's adorable.
It was so sweet. I love her. Oh, yeah. I tried to get them settled down. She didn't fill her water up. Damn it. But anyway, I had a good time with it. It feels like the payout is not balanced properly for the effort that you put in.
So overall verdict?
I'm gonna roll with it. Try it.
Try it.
Yeah.
I can agree with that one.
If it were just a little more balanced, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it, go. This was fun. It is fun. It's just that it loses some of its appeal in the fuckery.
Give us a little more metal. Let us trick out these turrets. Let us have fun with this game. I have no
idea what the second tier of the laser looks like because I can't afford it. I usually can't even afford the lasers. I usually just go for the gun because I'm like, I can't afford no 30 fucking coins. What's this look like? Look like I'm made of metal? Fuck off.
Oh, God. Anyway, next game is called Evans Remains, developed by Matthias Schmid. Oh, my God. I hope I didn't fuck that name up.
You probably fucked that name up, to be fair.
I guaranteed fuck that name up. Published by Whitethorn Digital, released June 11th on Xbox One, Switch, PS4, and PC for $6.99. Years after a boy genius named Evan disappears, a bizarre letter arrives. Evan wants a girl named Dices to come find him. As Dices, you'll need to solve an intricate series of puzzles to unravel the entire mystery and bring Evan home. Cole, what is Evans Remains?
I can't tell you shit about the storyline without giving away some massive spoilers.
Okay, so no story here. Is it a good story?
Yes.
Okay.
It's one of those that's like, it's emotional and it makes you think and it has feels in it. Okay. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So you just have to suck that up. Deal with it. Okay?
Okay.
Totally gameplay and appearance-wise. Let's start with appearance. This is beautiful game. Absolutely gorgeous pixel work. I can be super bitchy about pixel art. If you thought that how I bitched about that Goodbye Volcano High game, come at me with pixel art and watch what happens, okay? I have thoughts. But Evans Remains is just, it's beautiful. Everything about it just catches your eye. It's so well illustrated. Most of the game takes place on like a 2D plane, and it's fairly horizontal. When you do reach a monolith, you will have a puzzle, and those can be surprisingly vertical. But pretty much everything takes place on the horizontal plane. And so then when you have characters talking with each other, it's very visual novel-ish. And there are a lot of cutscenes. In fact, there were a lot of comments I saw when I was looking up more about the game where people were like, "Oh, it's like a visual novel meets a puzzle adventure." And I was like, "That's dead on the nose. There's nothing else you could say about it." So the cutscenes and the story are very, very important and integral to the experience of the game as a whole. For the gameplay and the puzzles, to an extent, it kind of feels like the monoliths are there so that they're not just putting you through a visual novel.
Maybe.
They're not. There's no timers for the puzzles. There's no pressure. There's no risk. It's just sit and stare at it till you figure it out. Jump around a little bit, figure it out. There's even an achievement for taking more than 15 minutes to solve a puzzle. And there's an achievement for just flat out skipping one. Just saying, nope, I'm out. And you can do it, and there's no consequence for that. The game doesn't punish you for not wanting to do the puzzles. If you're just here for the story, it's like, yeah, that's good. We just didn't want to get stuck as a visual novel. You're like, okay, I can understand that. So for the puzzles, the monoliths typically have platforms in a variety of shapes and patterns. And then there will be platforms that serve as buttons. And then there are other platforms that at times will move, or you can teleport between them. Or later on, they kind of serve as like trampolines. Excuse me, I have the hiccups.
Proud of you.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. And so they kind of serve like trampolines. So like from whatever height you jump from and then jump down onto it, it's going to propel you back at a similar or slightly higher point, so that you have to, take into consideration how you're going to hit them if you're going to clear an obstacle to get out of the monolith. It's super chill. The game, like I said, it doesn't punish you any at all if you don't even want to fucking deal with the puzzles. You could just go in and read it and be like, yeah, this is a great story. Thanks. Bye.
Can't be mad at that.
Or you can take your time and just, work your way through them at your own pace. There's no reason to speed run it. There's no reason to break your neck on it. It's just a chill game with an intriguing story.
And it's only $7.
And it's only $7. I mean, that's really I feel kind of like I'm shortchanging it by talking about it like that. But that's really the best way to explain it without going into detail and giving away spoilers.
No.
I definitely think anybody that is into visual novels or into unique emotional stories should definitely check it out. Especially at the price point. It's an easy buy it. I really had a great time with it, and I was so bad that I'm trying to be careful with my words because I know I'm just gonna spill out with a spoiler. But I had such a good time with it, and I hope plenty of people check it out.
Awesome. Yeah, I could agree with a buy it on this one. It's a cute, adorable game. It's beautiful. Great story. Again, we can't get into any of that. Just don't want to ruin anything.
Nope.
Just check it out. It's only $7, so do it.
Yeah.
All right. Next game is called Pity Pit, developed by Panda Indie Studio and East Asia Soft, published by East Asia Soft, released June 10th on Xbox One, Switch, and PS4 for $4.99. Procedural 2D platforming goes vertical as you dig, Minecraft, and bomb your way downward. Take the role of Horatio, a dwarf who enjoys hanging around the mines with his dear wife until a demon spawns from a nearby pit and carries her away. Now it's a race through the mines to get her back. Can you save Gwendolyn from the Devil Johnson? Cole, tell us about Pity Pit.
So this is a fine example of ugly pixel art. It's fine. I'm not writing home about it. It looks like it needs to look, and it does what it needs to do. But, onward. So it is a top-down. It reminds me very much of Dig Dug, where you're just digging down and going as far as you possibly can. And then there are things in your way. There are demons. There are some other weird orby looking. I don't know what they're supposed to actually fucking be. They didn't look like the normal demons, but they kind of look like an evil Pac-Man.
Yeah.
And they were floating around trying to fuck shit up, which is, as you are wont to do. It's very simple in that, you can see through the block, oh, it's got coal in it, oh, it's going to have stone or copper or gold or whatever's there. So you can kind of plan your path accordingly. You can't dawdle, however, though, as it's collapsing in from the top. So if you're taking too long trying to swoop in and get more stuff, you're gonna be sorely disappointed when you get crushed.
Yeah.
So don't do that. Don't take too long. Don't dawdle. Just be like, I see a path and go for it. I will say that it's not the most responsive or reasonable game when it comes to dealing with enemies. If you're going from the top down, it's far easier. But if you're trying to attack an enemy that's on the same plane as you on a horizontal plane, good luck. Because sometimes you might hit it. Sometimes it might just go right through your axe and get you anyhow.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to have any rhyme or reason as to why it would go sometimes and sometimes it would not. Would have been nice if it was a little more consistent. You do have a couple lives to start with, specifically 2 to start with, and you can find additional hearts and get extra lives from that. You can also run into what look like vending machines or a furnace, and you can buy health or you can buy materials. If you haven't been getting enough gold coins or whatever, you can craft some, or you can craft upgrades for your axe, which I would like to tell you helps you be a little more consistent in hitting the enemies, but it fucking doesn't. Although it does sometimes take less hits to kill an enemy, which is nice because it lessens your chance of fucking up just a smidge. It's one of those games that it doesn't break its genre. It doesn't do anything insane. I wouldn't say that it's something I would have looked at in the store and been like, oh, give me that. That looks so cool. It's just one of those that you go, fuck it, why not?
Games like this are why we have a fuck it, why not rating.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's not bad in any capacity. It's just not making you go, oh my god, this is great, and you absolutely have to grab it. It's just like, it's fine. It's fine, yeah. And you can get a quick completion out of it, and at that point, then fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sits at.
So that's your official verdict?
That's my official verdict. Fuck it, why not?
I can agree with that. It's fun, it's cute, it's just fuck it, why not?
Yeah, when you're done, you're done, but fuck it. It was fine in the meantime.
I like East Asia Soft. They're doing this a lot lately with these smaller games. They're kind of taking the Radleika and sometimes you approach of putting out smaller, more approachable games, and I'm not mad at it.
Some people shit on it and they're like, they're just putting out whatever and it's for easy achievement. And yeah, maybe it is a cash grab, but at the same time, these are devs whose games would have never caught anybody's eye.
Yeah.
These would have been very much buried under the Stardew Valleys and what remains be the Finches of the world.
These are the games in the itch bundle that aren't the headliners. Yeah,
and you're like, you know what? I got it. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, it's $5. It was worth it.
Fun, and if you look at it this way, if you pay $5 to watch a movie and you get an hour and a half's worth of fun out of it, and you pay $5 for an indie game and you get an hour and a half worth of fun out of it, you got your money's worth.
Yeah.
No reason to be mad.
Exactly. All right, moving on. We got to get Dark Mika in here. We got some stuff to talk with her about, so let us add her to the call. There she be.
I don't know about that.
How are you today?
Kinda iffy.
Kinda iffy? Why is that?
Yeah, because someone in charge did a stupid, very annoying thing that kind of makes me wish he wasn't in existence. Like, every other week.
What did I do now?
Not you. Not you, the one that's bigger in charge, like, of everyone.
God?
Well, he thinks of himself as that, yes.
Oh, man. Well, you got some games to talk about. Are you ready for these?
Yeah?
I'll take that as a yes. Next game to talk about is called Deranged, developed by Dark Gaia Studios, published by Grab the Games, released May 28th on Steam for $5.99. Lured to a rural property in Massachusetts, college students Jessica King and Nathan Romero are thrust into a terrifying battle for survival against an otherworldly evil. Test your instincts and your will to survive in this retro-style survival horror adventure inspired by the classics of the 90s. Aki, tell us about Deranged.
Well, it's pretty much what you just said. You get to choose to play as either Jessica or Nathan. They both start off with a special item. I don't think that really changes how anything plays. She starts off with a lighter, whereas he starts off with a multi-tool. And you obviously have to be able to activate all the same stuff, so I don't really think there's a difference between the two of them. It's just how they're used. You basically... There's a couple ways of playing the game. You can either try to constantly avoid the enemies, which poses a difficulty in and of itself, but it also prevents the enemies from taking as much damage and having as many enemies around later on in the game. Or you can do what I did and just butcher everything that you come across and leave no witnesses, but that increases the difficulty of the game later on by making enemies take more damage, they do more damage, and there's more of them. Granted, once you get the baseball bat, fuck them. Who cares? I mean, bashing a poor zombie doggy's head, whatever. You know, it is what it is. Survival of the fittest, and by God, with how much I made Jessica swing that baseball bat, she's pretty damn fucking fit. You find med kits and painkillers to refill your health. You also find ammunition for 3 different guns, a pistol, a hunting rifle, which I actually never found because I'm a dink, and a shotgun. You find a few different melee weapons you can use, but they all have a percentage chance of missing. And if you miss, you get hurt instead of the enemy, obviously. And you can't take a lot of damage. Or else you're fucked. Like, bad fucked. And basically, Jessica and Nathan, I only played as Jessica because, of course, I did.
Yeah, of course.
You both have gone searching for an old university professor. Why the two of you give a fuck about a university professor, I don't know, because I don't know about either of you, but I can't name any of my old university professors. Like, I can't name literally any of them. I'm like, after 2 years, I wouldn't even know what class the person fucking taught, let alone what their name was.
I can name one, but only because we had the same last name.
Oh, jeez.
There we go. So yeah, I don't know why they're there looking for him, because I'm like, it's a professor. I mean, if all 3 of you were in like a little 3-way orgy, I would get it. One of your lovers disappeared, but that's not the case. I hope. If it is, the game doesn't tell you that, and thank God, because he's an old fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Pappies need love too.
I guess. Oof. So yeah, you basically go to his old estate. Granted, you don't know it's his estate until you step inside the doors and you see a bust of either him or one of his family members. Something I can't remember. I didn't care because it doesn't play any importance. But the game plays like the old Resident Evil game, where you have to find keys to unlock doors and find hidden levers to unlock doors and find other ways to unlock doors. And every place you go into after you've unlocked a door has an enemy you have to kill over and over. And there's 3 boss zombie enemy things. I'm not going to spoil what they are, but there's 3 of them. There's 4 technical technically there's 4 levels. There's the first one is the prologue where you're trying to get into the mansion. There's the mansion itself. Then you find some mines after that, and then you go into a laboratory. So the game's not too very long. It's your first playthrough. You're looking at 4 or 5 hours, maybe.
That's not bad for $6.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And again, you can play through it as both characters. There's various ways of, again, killing the enemies, especially the bosses. There's actually, you can kill them the standard way, which is what I did because I wasn't paying attention. And there's a special way to kill each one of them that nets you an achievement, which I didn't notice until the last boss.
Proud of you.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, motherfucker. But then again, only one of the achievements have popped for me for some reason. The game is still being updated right now because they're still finding bugs and fixing them. But the updates, like, they're getting them out really quick. Like, this week alone, I've probably had 6, 7 updates to the game.
Oh, wow. So they're actively working on fixing things and taking care of things.
Yeah. The only negative to that is sometimes they forget to send out the right one because there's a version of the game for every language, like most games, I assume. I assume they're all like that. And sometimes they send out the Russian language for Russian and English. And then people go into the comments and they're like, it's all in Russian for me. And they have to send out the right one. Actually, yes, it's happened like 3 times, I think. But they're constantly, any issue you come up with, they constantly, they're getting on it immediately. Like I've pointed out problems that I found, and they've sent out a patch that same night. So they're keeping up with that shit. Something fierce. It's a pretty good game. It's short, but it's pretty good. I don't know if the ending changes at all based on whether you're being a murder hobo like me, or if you're being the non-violent dingus. And I don't know who the fuck plays that way. Seriously, you have a baseball bat and a zombie's head. Who the fuck doesn't bash it in? That is such a fucking alien concept to me. What the hell?
Some people are pacifists.
Why the hell are you playing a zombie game? Go play fucking Cooking Mama. Fuck. So for $6, yeah, it's, or $5. What did you say?
$6, $5.99.
Yeah, for that, yeah, oh yeah, it's totally worth the price because again, they expect you to play through it twice. Once with Jessica, who is the correct choice, and one with Nathan, who is a wannabe Leon from Resident Evil. So you can ignore him and just play with her twice because I mean she's great.
Oh Lord. All right, well, we got one final game to talk about tonight. That is called Beyond Blue, developed and published by Eline Media, released June 11th on Xbox One, PS4, and PC for $19.99. Beyond Blue takes you into the near future where you will explore the mysteries of our ocean through the eyes of Mirai, a deep-sea explorer and scientist. Become a part of a newly formed research team using groundbreaking technologies to see, hear, and interact with the ocean in a more meaningful way than has ever been attempted. Cole, what is Beyond Blue?
So Beyond Blue is kind of an educational, I can't even say walk exploration. I'm going to have to go for swim exploration. You are entirely underwater for the whole game. You control a marine biologist or an aquanaut, depending on how you want to refer to her, named Mirai. And she is living on a sub in the water. And she is part of a live stream team who is doing kind of like a documentary. I can't pronounce. Documentary.
Yeah,
there we go. Oh, I need my meds.
Words are hard.
Yeah, I haven't had my shot yet.
Are you Are you sure you haven't had your meds and you're just being loopy?
No, I get brain fog when I don't have my medicine yet. And then but yeah, it's like a live stream documentary, and they are following a group of sperm whales, specifically the group of sperm whales, one of whom has had a baby since their hiatus. So they're checking in, they're doing biosamples and following the lives of these sperm whales, but there are some indications that there are typical issues that you would expect in the ocean. There's a harmful algae bloom that is affecting some of the animals. There's some offshore drilling that's going on that's causing some problems
in the research zone, no less.
Yeah, and so it's clearly indicated that there's a lot of things going on that's fucking with the environment here. And this leads to my one gripe with the game, is that it builds up all these different plot points and all these problems for the wildlife, but then it just ends. And it's like, well, that happened. Here's the update on Mariah and her family, and thanks for playing. And it just kind of feels like it ends the game abruptly. There are 8 chapters, so you go on 8 different dives in 5 different areas. One area you do during 3 different times or like depths, if you will. So like you're in the sunnier area, then you go a little deeper into the twilight, and then you're where it's pitch black and all that. It's super cool the way that the game like plays all this out, and how you're basically just swimming around in a suit that has augmented reality and has the ability to scan all the animals and pull up all this information about it. You don't have to worry about your health. You don't have to worry about taking breaths. Everything is self-contained. You just go in and swim and enjoy the game and the view, and it's fucking gorgeous. Every bit of it is pretty, from the coral to the fish. When you do scan an animal, you can go back between each dive. You're taken back to the submarine, and you can access the OceanX index. And so depending on how many of that animal you have scanned, you get the ability to like rotate it around in a 3D space and see an actual 3D model of this animal. And you can go in and see its behavior. So how it behaves when it's scared, how it behaves when it's eating, how it behaves when it's just swimming quickly. It's super cool, super educational. There's
you also get a lot more information as you scan more of them. Mm-hmm. Not only do you unlock that stuff, you also get more information like where they're located, some extra trivia about them, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. And then it helps you to keep track, because if you're going to get all the achievements in the game, you need to scan every animal.
Yeah, this game is a collect-a-thon.
It's a time sink if you want to do it. You can beat the story of the game in about 3 hours, maybe even a little less.
And you can collect everything in about 10 hours.
Yeah, you're gonna be now. This leads me to my other minor complaint about the game. I don't know what the hell's happened to my TV, but when I was playing the game on my TV,
bottom left-hand corner.
Huh?
Was it in the bottom left-hand corner?
No.
Oh, I'm shocked. Okay, continue.
When I was on the map, zooming around, the map was like this bright sky blue. Now, if you have missed scanning fish in an area, the map is super handy because it will show like a gray area, a gray circle. And so you know that's where you need to go to get the fish you missed. Yeah. But when I was playing on the TV, I was like, I can't fucking see these circles. Why is everybody like, these circles are glowing? And I'm like, no, they're not. I can't see shit. And wherever the center of the cursor that you're using on the map is, it would like have like a white bloom coming out from it. So I could only see around the edges of the map.
Yep.
And then you can't set a waypoint. So you have to keep constantly checking the map. Here's the thing, though. I watched Shiz stream this game, and on my monitor, that map was not sky blue. It was turquoise.
Wait, what?
And I'm like, the fuck is going on here? He can see everything plain as day. So I loaded up the console companion, and I streamed the game to my monitor. And lo and behold, that shit was turquoise, and you could see everything plain as day.
Huh.
Huh?
There is no gamma settings in the game.
And there needs to be. So,
And on the TV, something was clearly out of whack from the gamma perspective, and on the PC, it was fine, and I was able to go back and get everything I'd been missing.
Yeah, I had the same problem. I just kept moving the map over to a corner so I could see it. So I could
Absolutely
see it.
flabbergasted that it was doing it, and I had no idea until I saw Shiz stream it that it was just a gamma setting that and not just a quirk with the game as far as like I can't see this. I've never had that happen before. I've noticed there be like some discrepancy, obviously, because my monitor is calibrated for art, and so things look a little different on it. But to have such a big discrepancy between the TV and the monitor and not be able to change it, that was a problem.
No.
So it is something I would like to see them work into it. Odd to not have gamma settings in this day and age anyway. I do want to give them credit, though. A lot of the game is reliant on audio cues, because you use like these almost like a weather balloon station.
Yeah, they're buoys.
Yeah, to locate where different waypoints that you need to go are. So like, okay, I'm looking for a humpback, so then like you're listening for the humpbacks. But if you are hearing impaired, as I am in my right ear, you don't need to rely on the audio because there's a visual indicator as well. When you're moving your cursor around, there's a little tiny orange arrow pointing in the general direction you need to go. And then as you get closer to the appropriate area, that circle from the arrow begins to encompass your cursor. And then when you're dead on, you can just press A.
I was doing that too.
That was such a nice thing to have, that I didn't have to rely on the audio, because sometimes, like especially when I was looking for certain animals, the clicks and the whale codas, they can kind of sound the same, and they get drowned out by the ringing in my ear. And so it was like, if I had to have relied on that on its own, it would have taken me far longer to get anywhere in the game. But because I had that visual indicator and that the tactile feedback from the vibration when I would get it right, it was a big help in actually being able to find and progress and scan everything I needed to scan.
Have you played Abzu?
Yes.
Is this anything like Abzu? Because while I was playing this, I've only heard about Abzu. I've never actually played it, but that's all that kept coming to mind was it's a more realistic looking version of that. It's just a chillax game.
There are some similarities, yeah, especially with like trying to find and record all the different species and stuff. I seem to remember that Abzu had a section in it that was a little more futuristic and like dealing with robots. If I'm not mistaken, there were robots involved. It's been a while since I played it. Fuck if I remember. But I may be confusing it with something else. But yeah, as far as like swimming around, I will say I think that the motion and the movement in the game is smoother than Abzu could have ever dreamed of being.
Oh yeah, it was smooth as butter. Oh my
it
God,
really was.
it.
I had no problems with lag or screen tearing or anything. There were some issues, particularly when I was on the sub, where like she would clip through the captain's chair while she was doing her phone calls and things like that.
Yeah.
And then I did notice if I was in the open ocean, you can only go up so far and you can only go down so far. And if I went down too far, my character would disappear except for like a little clip of the helmet at the top. And I could barely tell where she was. And I would have to back out, go back to the sub and reload the whole thing. That was on me being too exploratory and not respecting invisible walls. So I can't fault them for that. That was me seeing if I could break shit, and I did.
Wow. Good job, Cole. Good job.
That's me being me. I'm sitting there going, can I? Should I? Doing it.
Boy, they.
So, I can't fault them for that one because that was me just being a fuckery. But beyond all that, I had a great time with the game. I'm almost 100%. I've got like one area with 2 fish I'm missing or some shit, and I'm like, I'm gonna get in there and get those and be happy. I enjoyed it. It was one of those games that you can just load up and play mindlessly and not have to think about. And I was very into that. I needed that at this time.
So did I. It was such a chill game. I had some issues going on. This just made everything, just calmed everything down. It was nice. It was relaxing. I 100%ed it in 2 days.
Damn.
Yeah, I was really into it. Once I started playing it, it's all I played, and I played it for hours. It doesn't hurt that the voice acting is all superb. You have the video calls, and there's some choices that you can make during the video calls, but I don't think any of them actually matter, to be quite honest, because everything still kind of just goes the way it goes, regardless of what you pick. It just gives you flavor text for the next mission and so on and so forth. But especially Mirai's, she has an amazing voice actress, and her character model has an amazing butt. So I was all for it.
$20 on Beyond Blue. What do the two you think?
Buy it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think
100%.
it's an easy buy it. It's one of those where you're just like, if you need to blow 8 to 10 hours, just put your feet up and be kind of numbed out and actually still using your brain to learn some shit without realizing that you're learning some shit, you're going to be really happy.
Yeah, and you don't hear this from me too often, but go out and buy it right now. Don't wait for a sale. Just get it. It's amazing.
It's definitely worth it.
From a cheapskate like me, that's a glowing endorsement.
I took some of the best screenshots. I am so excited. My favorite one, I can't even say because it's a spoiler. Oh, I took a good one. It's so cool.
Yeah, I won't be. I don't think I'm going to delete this off my Xbox.
Nice.
Even. I like it that much. I think I'll keep it.
I might have to grab this one then.
Oh, it's so good.
Awesome. Well, that is it for this episode. We made it through another one. It's been a long one. Thanks to Tim and Dave for coming on and chatting PS5 with us. Aki, what did you think of the PS5? Did you watch any of that stuff?
I've seen some of it. I saw what the PS5 looks like, and I don't know how many people here grew up and watched Yu-Gi-Oh, but he looks like Kaiba, like one of the shittiest villains in that entire series from season 1. He looks dead up. Like the outfit he wears looks like the fucking PlayStation 5, and it hurts my soul. Neither of the systems look good. There are a couple games that pique my interest. I can't remember what any of them are called off the top of my head. But yeah, the PS5 looks like shit. But so does in my opinion, the Xbox Series X. I think they all kind of look this generation. But God, it looks so bad. Oh, all the memes that have been made about it make me laugh, though. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, we'll see more of that. I'm sure we'll be talking about that for the following months to come, but we'll see if there's any changes in the design, if they listen to any feedback and they're like, oh my God, this looks stupid, and probably not.
Yeah, apparently, supposedly, I don't know how true this is, but supposedly PlayAsia, I think it was, already has PS5s up for pre-order. And I think it was like $600 or something.
It's probably just a placeholder price because they didn't announce a price yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if that's even true because I have not gone to PlayAsia to check because I'm not much of a PlayStation person. So.
Oh well, but yeah, that is it for this episode. Anyone have any final words to end it?
Mirai has a nice ass.
Jesus fucking.